Hey cuties! Welcome back to another playthrough of Tokyo After School Summoners! We're going to be finishing off Chapter 14, Rolemakers times Entertainers, today, with chapters or episodes 9 and 10. Let's go ahead and hop right in. As usual, let me know if the sound's fine or not, any sound issues. But otherwise, I will just trust that it's working perfectly fine as it is every day. But yeah, let's hop in directly into the quests. Yo, on the arrival. Actually, let's give a recap briefly. So where we last left off, we were facing Ahura Mazda after everyone else from the Mega Alliance contingent had been sent off into Purgatory, or maybe some other place, not quite the same place they were sent off to, by the Overlord exception, presumably through Barong, but I'm not entirely sure. It seems that this Overlord seems to be appearing in various different locations. I forgot who else besides Barong, but yeah, they seem to be teleporting them away from the game, and we will need to be rescuing them at some point. Also, Labes and his own contingent is kind of screwed off, but yeah, we still have not really seen much of Loki, so hopefully we'll be able to see what happens, why he's so important to be the audience to the whole King Solomon thing. But yeah, we have been sent back into Tokyo, so hopefully we can do something and we can actually face Ahura Mazda. I'm not entirely sure if we can face them, since normally, as a protagonist, we can face them against world representatives, but we will see. But welcome, Hyun-chan, as well. You just finished the chapter, awesome. No spoilers. Let's do this. So it is a battle. All the Worlds a Stage Part 1, rewarding infinite materials in a tall map, and it is going to be Ahura Mazda with Nobumichi and some live streamers. And we can just bring whatever team we want. So remind me before the end of this stream, or rather during the intermission, when the intermission is supposed to be, as in when the 9th episode is done, to actually take a break, and also we can do a bit of pulls with the new banner. I already did pull a bit, but you know, might as well. I didn't get exactly what I wanted. I got some things, but whatever. But yeah, let's not level those guys. Let's go ahead and level our story team. Okay, let's hop in. Oh yeah, and we don't know what's happened to Kirito either, and Bigfoot, so that should be resolved too. I don't know if we're gonna kiss him or not. It seems unlikely we're gonna kiss Kirito, but we'll see. You just don't want to fight Big Bro? Who this Big Bro? I am excited to, after a year, unlock the Blossom quests. Oh, no, Bumichi, right? It's a memory of one particular Tokyo loop from before everything started falling apart. Ah, there you are. I've been looking all over for you. So this must be the loop where he killed us intentionally or not. I've come as invited. Let us forge our minds and bodies together until we've toned ourselves from bow to stern. Allow me to show you how best to live your life so as not to be embarrassed by the image you project to the world. Why do I always take your lead, you ask? Well, it is my role to monitor you, of course. Do I need any other reason beyond that? As long as I am Ahura Mazda, and as long as you are my arch-rival in this world, we shall continue to stand together, bearing the weight of all people on our backs. I forgive all weakness in those who strive to live on, for I believe that all people are born inherently good. But you as the sole exception. Though by no means does that imply there is any sin in you living your life as you see fit. Your only sin would be if you choose not to stand at all. So come on then, I'm watching you. Stand up! Ahura Mazda puffs out his chest to underscore the fact that he feels no shame in being who he is. Ahura Mazda's fated rival is Ahriman, who is said to have been born inherently evil. Or it may be more accurate to say he was created to be evil, since Ahriman himself is fictional. He is, in essence, an imagined archetypal existence, a villain born from nothing, a value extracted from zero. But it's because of this that among the 23 worms, he is the only one who was able to craft a sacred artifact from nothing. Oh, is that how we were able to summon our arm? So, to my understanding, based on what I looked up about Ahura Mazda, it seems that Ahura Mazda might be part of, a monotheistic religions or Assyrianism, or he might be a part of polytheistic one. There's some confusion or debate or whatever it is about. We're not entirely sure what this religion entails, because the big evil Ahriman seems to be more like a, literary thing, but may also be not necessarily literal, but also metaphorical. It's not entirely clear. That being the empty husk of a worm, the desiccated dragon, Azidahaka. And he was not given a role by any outside force, nor can his role be altered. He merely manifested that of the villain by his very nature. Therefore, Ahriman and his creations are considered the source of all evil, destined to be brought down by Ahura Mazda's final judgment. But that which is evil by its very nature can only be cleansed through salvation. It is through that very system that happiness is granted to the majority. Ahura Mazda, the superhero who takes responsibility for all of the world's evil, and the one who will settle everything just one time on Judgment Day. Is this when we die? He smiles as he goes. And then there's the loop after that. Ahura Mazda did indeed bring it to an end. The sound of a life being lost reverberates, and all external reasons for chasing after you are gone. He is who... Is this Israfel's raid? He is who he is because he defeats evil in the end. That is something only he can do. It's the proof of his identity. He's naked because he went a bit hardcore with us before he killed us off with his giant cock. But that raises a question. What becomes of Ahura Mazda after the villain has been defeated? World Representative Ahura Mazda, Celestial Globe Sacred Artifact continues to shed light enough to illuminate the world. Nice ass. My rule allows me to transform anything that isn't inherent to a person's being into light. And I'm not just talking clothes or physical objects, but wounds and illness as well. It is a power I've been granted in my capacity as Supreme Judge for use during the final judgment. What? Can heal wounds? He can't heal wounds in game. He does have guts though. Your light is certainly blinding. Nice splash. Indeed. Or I have nothing to be ashamed of, aside from my memories with you. For now, my mission as an ally to the Yurikoshi entertainers is to stop you here without allowing you to die. You're allied with the entertainers? Right. You want to stop me without letting me die. That's a new one for one of these world reps. We've already clashed once before in this world, and it is a foregone conclusion that you simply cannot win against me. Moreover, all your friends and companions, the other actors, have all been sent backstage. So you are to bide your time here with me until such time as the entertainers finish preparing the next stage for you. Did he really need to fully explain that? I'm not sure if that counts as, part of the plan to spell out your plan. We seem to have all been split up. I hope the others in the Mech Alliance of Guilds are alright. Despite considerable searching, Maria is unable to find any exit from this strange alternate reality, which is not quite the same place as we were sent in. She concentrates for a moment on the pain from the wounds caused by the sacred artifacts embedded in her palms. This seems to be a type of spiritual attack, though the pain is very real. Hey! I like when you're allowed to get struck by Maria. It's always so funny. You can tell that much. You're a tough nut to crack, it seems. But then, you're not an old hand at this by now, Guildmaster. Still, there's no way out, even for you. So sit down, strap down. I'm a little bit down and settled in for a wild ride. Your Latotep? No, don't you dare call me that. I only answer to Yurukachu now. Is this supposed to be some kind of dream world? A paradise? Well, I prepared something special just for you, Maria. Is this memories of Maria? It is. Oh, it's Maria. It's the original Maria. The one who taught the current Maria to love unconditionally. The one who lost her life, but not before passing along her name and her mission. I'm glad that Maria is playing an important role here. Alice of the Game Masters whips her head all around, taking in as much of her surroundings as she can while running. Our location at present is in a back alley near Tokyo's Tower Table, away from all prying eyes. It's an area that was previously designated as a rendezvous point. Oh, Sonnet's still working with them? I appreciate you responding to my summon so swiftly, Alice. Sana Kamara, where have you been all this time? I thought he betrayed them. I'm not entirely sure what his status anymore is. The Yurukachu entertainers have gone berserk, and everything's turning upside down all around. I'm very well aware. In fact, I've been digging down deep into that very rabbit hole. Specifically, I've been trying to determine why the entertainers would do something like this now, of all times. Pardon? In order to discover that, however, it is necessary to suss out a motive. A reason. So I wanted to ask you, Alice, as an administrative guild member yourself, why did you choose to participate in this game? I'm not certain I understand the reason you're asking me this. Because the players involved in this game each have their own standpoints, and thus each their own motives as well. Do they not all play to win the trophy? To get their hands on everything? The thing is, for us Game Masters, there is no such award waiting to be won at the end of our struggle. Or perhaps continuing to fulfill our role as Game Masters is a reward unto itself. We are, after all, perpetually maintaining the actualization of a dream city. It is our joint objective to never truly age. Is that what the Game Master's goal is then? I know it's to perpetuate the game itself, but to what ends? Is the goal so that, you know, all of the worlds will continue coexisting with each other within this Tokyo to make use of their technology and knowledge? And for as long as we can perpetuate this eternal game, indeed, we will never grow old, I guess there's eternal use too. The objective is quite the opposite for our counterpart in the administration, however, or the Yurukachu entertainers. They exist not to bring Tokyo from a dream to reality, but to take it from reality and into the realm of dreams. They seek only to entertain spectators, per their name, to show them a grand time. Only through that they are rewarded. For as long as they live in their fiction, they too will remain eternally ageless here in the city. They don their masks and foist whatever parts they may play upon reality, existing entirely within their fabricated dream world. Or should they be seen outside of their fiction, without their makeup, their ages would catch up with them in an instant. Yeah, Oscar seemed annoyed when we saw his face, but he also showed some other expression. That's why if someone should dare to take a peek behind the curtain, they may even deign to kill the observer. Or possibly, they may simply accept it. Accept that what's been exposed is merely a part of who they are. Chalking in circles, ellipses, and curlicues. Curlicues? I've never seen that word before. Sanakamara, what point are you trying to make? Precisely what I've said. The entertainers exist to show their audience a grand time. And I suppose that manifests in different ways, because it seems they're working for different audience members, so that's how they're united. It seems, for example, Nyarlathotep's audience is just to make Azasoth's from Beyond smile. And, you know, it seems Christine's was to make the one person who spectated from the beginning smile, aka King Solomon. I don't understand what Oscar's objective is, but it seems it's more about switching the spectators from the actors. Don't know this entire deal, he might be a bit cuckoo. But I think Barang was more like, his motivation sort of made sense too. It was more so just to play for any audience whatsoever and to fully embody the role of the actor. In this case, that audience would consist of non-participants in the game, those without assigned roles. In other words, those who can only observe. That is what defines an audience. They should have no business at all with the trophy. Consider Solomon and his terminal prior to the events that occurred in Yurikucho. There's also the matter of the entertainers being unable to exercise their administrative privileges to change or remove roles for any reason other than to show their audience a grand time. If we are to assume that limitation stands, however, there is one puzzle piece that doesn't quite fit in place. The incident that started this all. The unsolved crime in Shinjuku, in which part of the victim's body was left behind. It seems fair to conclude the entertainers had some involvement with it, given everything we know. It's clear that their administrative meddling is what keeps this crime unsolved. Is it? Well, it's still unresolved of how a piece of our body, presumably from another timeline, went to a different timeline. So maybe the entertainers had a hand in that, and also had a hand in keeping Kirito in the know from previous loops, since he shouldn't be able to remember things from past loops. The thing I can't figure out is, why? Why would they take part in something so ghastly? Who was the audience for that massacre? Was there an audience? Could someone truly have been entertained by such a thing? Let me tell you what you think, Alice. The entertainers are hiding something. Something big. And it may be something that contradicts their very identity. An identity upon which this game in Tokyo was founded. It keeps happening. That was helpful. Sorry, that was helpful. Sword meets fist, and sparks fly. So I'm just being kept busy here. I don't think there is any way I can win. Of course you are, for as long as I remain a champion of justice, and you remain the antithesis of that. And there's no getting away. I won't allow it. I have an important part to play as an ally of the entertainers. Are you implying that I'm the villain here? That's preposterous. Nothing here is that black and white. Also, I'm the one with the cut-off arm. Without my consent. Well, while we're continuing to connect the spots, allow me to enlighten you on something. There is no such thing in this world, among all its living things, as inherent evil. Do you understand what it means to be a judge? Well, in some ways it means to confide to societal demands. Since it's society that deems what is good or bad, not necessarily something that's inherent. I can assure you, no courthouse is ever passing down judgments that all people from all walks of life count as justice. That's quite a statement for someone who comes from the black and white world of good and evil from Mid-Earth. If there are 99 people, then a judge's duty is to appease 50 of them, even if the rest disapprove. Yeah, majority rules essentially. People want to think that there's, absolute morals and absolute goods and all that, but it's really not the case. Even for the things you would consider, like, murder, for example. It's a complicated subject for sure, but, at least in different species, for example, like praying mantises, it's part and parcel that, the breeding mate eats off the guy's head or something like that. That's interesting. How about replacing an arm with a beastly hand? I mean, according to some people, we already have something like that. We ensure the greatest number of people attain the greatest degree of happiness. That's all we can do. We dismiss whichever party has fewer adherents. Not with the ill will or to deceive, but with mindfulness and tact, taking responsibility for the judgment we pass. By the same token, there can only be one true evil in this world. At least, that everyone from all viewpoints can agree upon. And the way I see it, Yurikucho stands on the side of justice, following the rules and making the best use of the most people. Pulling off a Turing and stalling for time. I think the game froze. Uh-oh. Give me a second. It seems like it froze in place. Hopefully the stream is going fine though. Oh man, I'm gonna have to skip quite a bit then. We are going to take a short break while I reset this. I need to hide away the thing though. Fun. First time it's ever crashed like this. Sorry. Alright, there you go. I don't know why that took so long. Sorry guys, I don't know what caused that.
東京放課後サモナーズ。僕はエデン最高の英雄天使ミカイール。
Actually, give up. If I do start over, it's gonna begin a
あなたは今度こそ世界のために御身を捧げるべきです。
Yes, let's hop right in. This has never happened before in all my time streaming. I'll think that's for the fast forward feature. Oh, come on. We're probably right at the cusp of battle too, given it's around the 20-minute mark. And it's fine. Yes, let's go. Let's go! Sorry, I forgot to switch screens. Way downtown. Get in there. For a very long yapping session from Sanat Kumar again. Okay, good, that's done. No, not yet. Alright. Now, how far were we in this conversation? It was within this one, I think. I think we're about returned here. Alright, I think this is where we are. And the way I see it, Hirokoshi stands on the side of justice, following the rules and making the best use of the most people. Aoda Mazda seems as though he has a lot more to say, but he stops speaking for a moment and looks into your eyes. What is it? You have something to say to me? No, nothing at all. Just a momentary sensation that there's a boundary of no return being crossed right now. I've said my piece. Now let's get back to killing time. There we are. I was wondering how things might go for a moment, but it seems they're progressing swimmingly. Ahodo Mazda is serving well as a fill-in act until the next stage is ready for its curtain call. Which is fortunate, as it's really quite a problem when an amateur with no part to play messes up all the set dressing. Fortunately, since Ahodo Mazda is a world representative, there's no chance to lose to the likes of Earthen. Yes, you may just be right, but on the other hand, their loss is not necessarily out of the question. Pardon? Hold, please! Supreme Judge Ahodo Mazda. I, Noamichi Kenpachi Un Irkai, come bearing urgent news. Out of the blue, your fight with Ahodo Mazda is put on pause by a random transient who runs up to Ahodo Mazda and whispers something in his ear. Reinforcements? No, something's come up, hasn't it? Officer Nobumichi, are you certain? This has been verified. I'm entirely certain. It's just as the culprit had said. There's considerable evidence beneath the opera house as well. Oh, did they find evidence of the entertainers being responsible for the murder? The Jack the Ripper crimes? You never cease to be upstanding, do you? Always the champion of justice. Ah, but now I'm the one being rude. Is it fair at this point then to call you personally an ally to the Ryuksho entertainers? Look, these words are clearly spoken with a veneer of schadenfreude. He makes no effort whatsoever to hide. Yes, Loki, you may call me that as you please, for it is the truth. Did say I'm an ally to the Ryuksho entertainers, but I am also a champion of justice. So as far as impartiality goes, Ahodo Mazda freezes in place as though he's only just begun to feel the effects of a delayed release poison coursing through his veins. He then begins trembling and hesitating, turning his attention away from you for just a moment, and it's that moment. Now, Shinjuku Guildmaster, grab a hold of me. We're fleeing the scene. Good. I'll explain everything shortly. But now hang on tight, because we're taking things up to the sky. What's going on? What in the world just happened? Why is my stand not moving? That panicked voice of yours is such music to my ears. It's a shame I'm restrained, as I could tear that mask away. Okay. I've never quite seen it as fair myself. I say all the world's a stage, and we are all but actors upon it, right? And if that's the case, I can't just quite see it as right for you, and only you, to direct everything from on high. I want to see the people of this world fall to ruin, and I'm particularly looking forward to the scene of your ruination. Let me make a prediction for you, Oscar. Your fall won't just come to pass, but will be brought about through judgment. But not to worry, I'll be watching it all unfold till the bitter end. Watching very, very closely. What did he mean by this? It seems that Loki had his own machinations somehow, even though he was locked up. We still haven't heard the fourth song in this game. Okay, so he put some distance between them, but they've got nothing interesting, so we're just gonna fucking kill their asses. Hitters! Pro gaming.
よくも暴れ回ったものだ。話は指導室で聞かせてもらおう。
Oh shit. The transient who swooped in to rescue you now leaps from the top of one building to the next with you on his shoulders. Sorry it took me so long to intervene. The creep doesn't leave many openings. Who are you? You got a real bad boy tramp to you, huh? I'll take that as a compliment, though I'm not interested in any sort of romantic relations. I'm a stray dog from the Arakawa Wanderers. Name's Kusha. I heard all about you from Buckist. You seem pretty beat up, though. Not quite as presentable as I thought you'd be. Excuse you, you're kind of on the same boat, you know. Besides, I wear my scars with pride. Well said. I like you. Afraid we're the only ones left to make any moves, though. Yeah, surprisingly Kusha didn't actually get jetpacked by Overlord yet. So I guess we're going to be heading up the Mark portal as originally planned. Our prey is the Yurikucho Guildmaster. We're gonna grab him by the hair of his neck and take everything back. See, your destruction is right on your doorstep. So, what will you do, Oscar? Oh wow, you're here fast. We've come for you, Oscar. Guildmaster of the Entertainers. Wow, everyone really wants Oscar, huh? Yeah, he's a real good unit, so I understand. No, Oscar is definitely based on Oscar Wilde. I thought that was made clear. Alright, All the Worlds of Stage Part 2. It is going to be a large map with no materials, and we are facing... Okay, surprisingly Loki's helping. And there's also Oscar with some more live streamers. Kusha again, and we'll just hop right in. Oscar backstory. Oscar is a man who made a name for himself in theater from a very young age. With the general appeal, literary knowledge, and a profound eloquence to him, along with a high-class lineage and good social standing, he could inject nuance into even the dullest fiction. His masterpieces could make a believer out of anyone who beheld them, easily convincing them of his ample, undeniable charms. This garnered him many fans, who firmly came to believe that the fiction Oscar crafted was in fact reality. His writing came to be known and celebrated as a source of great pleasure for many. And with his true face hidden behind a mask, his adherents could only imagine his true nature, and imagine it they did. Thank you, man! Behind the scenes, however, Oscar had perpetually served as Guildmaster of the Yurikucho Entertainers, taking charge of leading its members. He bears a stick as a sacred artifact, which is capable of writing in the air and making the masses believe whatever is written there to be reality. It also serves as the conductor's stick through which the privilege of being able to attach and remove roles has been granted to him through his guild. Oh, I see. Is he the only one allowed within his guild to actually do that? In the face of his guild members, he always maintains a confident smile and conducts himself, and others with grace and dignity. So this privilege has been assigned to a specific sacred artifact. Interesting. I thought it was just generally given to all game master entertainers, but maybe it's just Oscar, who then applied it to all the other entertainers. Now it's gonna be more consistent. I see. Well, since it seems like you don't really get it, allow me to be the first to tell you that it's all in complete and utter... Do you honestly believe the hedonistic nonsense? It's like you're who's just now learning how to. After all this time, Oscar is finally confronted by the true face of the transient known as Loki, a criminal who is deemed too great a liability to keep around in all the other prisons, and was thus ultimately transferred to the Yurikucho Guild instead. the only reason you hide behind that mask is that you're ashamed of the little you are. Isn't that right? Oh, you're engorged belies your cowardice, and you just run off into your little hidey hole to it. I can see right through you, though. Even though your darkest secret, you've never told anyone, but I know. And it's because of that secret that you live your life behind a damned mask. So, how'd I do? Nail right on the head. Loki, once he's decided to let loose, doesn't exactly mince his words. He may in fact be the first person Oscar's ever met with such a bold disposition, seemingly so unsuitable for public consumption. And he's also the only person to recognize and acknowledge that which Oscar keeps hidden. Could it be you've never been in the quake this hard before? Am I the first? I bet all your life people have only ever sucked up to you with big flowery words. Oh, wasn't that right, sweet prince? But I can hear that pathetic little inside you screaming out in agony. After a point, Oscar began to visit Loki regularly in the dungeon, where he was kept incarcerated. And whenever doing so, he flaunted his artistic creations and his plans for the guild, actively seeking out Loki's harsh criticisms. Oh, so he first criticism. Loki's blunt, unfiltered opinion proved to be an immensely valuable resource for him, an asset even. I am all too aware that I've gotten myself stuck with a poor choice of partner here. Here in the upper gallery of the Opera House that serves as one of the Euro Entertainers' portals, Oscar removes his mask and mumbles to himself for a moment. I know I just imprinted on the first person I've met, in the vain hopes of supplanting my dear parents. Someone who could give me that which I could never see, for the very first time. Someone without equal. Or to put it as he would, who knows how to like a champ. Someone I could get addicted to. Somewhere along the way, he became important to me. The foundation of my identity. Does he like Loki that way? I see, interesting. The hamster ball at work. Right. Can't get this started until we've cleared up the relationship between Kyoma Mononobe and Ayrton. Joe mutters to himself as he works his way through the sacred artifact simulation. Shinju Academy's teacher, but also the trophy's observer and guardian-like. That's Kyoma Mononobe. The question, though, isn't so much as how the trophy perceived Kyoma Mononobe, but rather the other way around. What did Solomon's terminal, Kyoma Mononobe, actually think of the trophy? Sexual tension for real. The trophy will die no matter how many loops this Tokyo is forced to undergo. He must have mixed feelings looking at us, the trophy, if he knows we're gonna die constantly. How did Kyoma Mononobe feel being forced to watch this happen again and again, without ever being able to intervene? Sitting idly by and watching, despite knowing everything that's happened before, and irrespective of whether or not it's right. It would be no wonder if he regarded the trophy as the greatest force there ever was. Oh, Oscar. What a sight this is to behold. The dramatist playing the heel, backed into a corner. How ghastly! But then, those who boast of having the inside scoop think it makes them all powerful, always get caught up in the end. And it always stands to reason. Whether you're seeing events from outside or in, you're still only getting one perspective. Like a delinquent child caught in the act, believing the only choices are either to kill or woo the witness. Oh, so precious. Loki watches the fight between the intruders in the Opera House and its executives, laughing and muttering derisive one-offs all the while. Loki, what did you do? And what did I do to deserve this kind of scorn? Oh, what did he do? He took youths who desired a future in show business and made them play your parts, for starters. Enthusiast? Yeah. essentially just groomed him to play the part of villain, even though that's not what he wants to do. You truly are proficient at making others completely and wholly believe your fiction to be a reality, Oscar. But when you make reality into fiction, you're just stepping to the domain of fraudsters and con artists. Even if it were but a single toe over the line, it's enough that you're to be put on trial, and would no doubt be found guilty. Put on trial? What are you even talking about? Wait, Loki, don't tell me. Indeed, Oscar. All of those frank letters you wrote to me, I've turned them over to that judge. They're evidence now. You turned them over to Aharu Mazda? That includes the secret the entertainers have been hiding even from the rule makers. So he's breaking up the lines. The words even trying desperately to keep unsweetened from anyone and everyone. Guessing you'll meet you for a short while. Hope to see him in the next chapter for the future city. I mean, he's played a very minor role in here, so I would say so. Presumably it was Masashi. Loki, why? How could you? How could I? Oh, how could I not? You know who I am. You know what I represent. Yet you entrusted your heart to me. You're the questionable one here, Oscar. Anyone in the audience watching through a god's eye would say the same, I'm sure. They'd say, watch out for his kind. You'd only have to stop and think for a moment to know trusting me is ill-advised. Tell me, was it really so vital, so important for you to be the first? But we're in the letters, we're in the Panama Papers. Maria, a woman who would devote her entire being to philanthropic ends, even should she be destroyed in the process. A woman who died but left her name and her status behind, offering them to another who had no name of her own, and no connection to something from nothing. Like for Maria, he gave even her name away, softly and gently hugs the current Maria, just as she had that day. Her smell, her facial expression, her touch. It's all exactly as Maria remembers it. Maria was known to care for her, known to take her in, still gave all her unconditional love. I wonder who's actually concocting these illusions. It's Aharu Mazda, right? So this is Aharu Mazda's realm then? I don't even know what realm they're in right now. Overlord and Bratton here, but it's Aharu Mazda who's actually giving these fake beliefs in themselves, I believe. Showing other people love letters Oscar sent. Yeah, that's pretty. But maybe Oscar was hoping for something that dramatic to happen. What do you say to the ideal, Maria? Maria? Better than a real one by leaps and bounds, don't you think? Your last up knows well that the pain alone cannot break this Maria's spirit. Yeah. You know, you don't know who you're messing with, or I guess you do, but you can't do it. But nor can pleasure tempt it. So he's come prepared with a mixture of both, hoping the combo might just do the trick. How about that ideal Maria, though? My! She's got quite the rap sheet. Your laptop begins flipping through some notes he produced from who knows where, making certain Maria can see full well what it is he's reading. The Ryukusha entertainers are well connected with what lies behind the scenes in Tokyo, so information on the original Maria was easy for him to find and prepare in advance. Ooh? And what he found and prepared was a testimonial after testimonial, and further testimonial still as to the nature of Maria, from sources beyond just her young successor. Trials, insolvency, slander, and defamation. Where is your holy mother in all of this? That's the Maria who preached of love! But what if that was just a ruse? Just an actually put for your benefit? What then? Did he like, oh, and he sat down. That'd be funny. Yes, Oscar. I finally said my piece. I've been, all this time, just waiting to expose you. I really do want everyone to fall to ruin, so watching you break down has been a long time coming for me. I've been so looking forward to ripping off that thin band of lies you carefully tied. This is what true love is. So, Trophy, it's nice to meet you. I'm Loki. Enough with the introductions. They're not necessary anyway. I may know more about you than you know about you. I know about Housamo, alter ego of the all-knowing Salmon, and that you came here on the tail of his familiars. Such admirable loyalty, enough to give me. But can your naive, unwavering faith in that man truly be justified? What are you trying to say? You mean... Oh, it's just that Housamo knows all. All? So why do he keep so much from you? What does that imply? You were just being toyed with all along, perhaps. Have you never considered that possibility? What do you actually know about this Housamo? And how much of that can you even believe? Someone get Oscar fainting stare. Yeah. Just like someone pulls it off from the backstage. Right before he falls down. The constrained transient Loki just keeps speaking, without pause, mercilessly poisoning the air with his allegations. You make a fine point, Nyarlathotep, and it's all true, but it makes no difference to me. Ooh, get wrecked, Nyarl! Now, Mireya, having seen all the memories Jacob holds, smiles warmly at Nyarlathotep. I guess she already knew. Dissolved. She lied to me till the very end, and I believe that lie was her way of showing love. I was but a child then, a child with no one I could turn to, helpless and forlorn, uncertain of how to even cry. And it was Maria, with all her flaws, who first reached out a hand to aid me. I've met so many others since then, and granted, I've bid many of them a teary adieu. But whereas I couldn't stand my own back then, now I am propped up by multitudes and can move steadily forward. And she was the first to grant me this reprieve, the first to prop me up, the first shoulder I could lean on. I'll never forget the moment when a complete stranger selflessly became my crutch and helped me stand tall. She was my everything back then, and that alone is enough to keep me moving forward upon this path I will now walk. Can't stay long because of spoilers, but hope you're having fun. Okay, thank you. They say to see only what only has it to lose sight of what one lacks, and yet, to see only what one may not have is to lose sight of what one may have had all along. What is she insane? So even if everything she told me was a lie, then I shall go on trusting in that lie, never wavering. Yeah, if you have any, like, what's called figures of trust, parents or, you know, family members, anything like that, who, you know, have done a lot to support you, but may not have necessarily lived the best of lives, I can understand where Maria's coming from. So that I too may one day prop another up. If all it takes to achieve this is to believe in a lie, it's a small price to pay. Can't you see, Nyarlathotep? If there was someone in your life who never told you anything, you should never presume that to be an act, or in this case an inaction, devoid of love. That person may simply be bearing all the weight so you don't have to. In your place. In mine. In place of someone else. Oh my god! I think she's calling out his relationship with Azasoth right now. He's trying to say that you're not actually fatherless, Nyarlathotep. You don't have to have all this fatherless behavior. Azasoth actually loves you, even if he's never acted on it. Oh my god, the clapback. And I, for one, am grateful to have had the chance to see my benefactor one more time. Thank you, Nyarlathotep. You just got wrecked. Now then, our companions are waiting outside, and we intend to catch up with them. What will you do? What was that? Stereotype suddenly frustrated spits out a string of curse words that are too graphic to be spoken normally, instead coming out in the tongue of the older ones. Jesus Christ, that's so funny. Yeah, even in Tip, the most insane one of the entire game. I was like, he can't, like, he thinks like Maria's too insane for him. That's great. Oh, Maria, this is why I love to hate and hate to love you humans. It's okay, Gnarlstep, you're not fatherless. We just stared at each other menacingly. Alright, bring the battle.
So, Mada!
Back on fifth load for a second. We got some all-range bullshit from Oscar most likely coming up, and he probably has all-range resistance as usual. We don't really have the freedom to move everyone in place immediately, but we should have enough damage to at least shitfuck everyone in. He does not start with Reflect debuff, which is good. So, Envari can just immediately apply freeze, I believe. Goodbye. Why is Envari so busted? Why does he skill up people when he's hit? Why does he have so much fucking damage? Envari's so stupid. It doesn't matter. I mean, they're gonna be weak anyways, but the fact that he can do skill out on top of everything is hilarious. Oscar's cane, his stick, is a sacred artifact. It's the conductor stick through which he exercises his guild-given administrative privileges. And amidst the confused scuffle, it falls from the guildmaster's hands, hitting the ground with a clang and further clattering noisily as it rolls away from him. Finally getting this song. What's happening? Oh, the missing are set loose for some reason. So now it's an exception territory. The boundary between one's true feelings and one's public face, between the stage and backstage, crumbles, and as it does, absolute chaos descends upon you of chill. But why? Any explanation on that, champ? Alright, how did that work out? I mean, I guess if everyone is suddenly... Every one of the entertainers have had their roles swapped. I mean, I don't think any of them have been absorbed in... Well, besides, you know, Tip. Yeah, I don't know what just the fuck happened. Somehow, Oscar, maybe his power got reset, or whoever got swapped roles, and somehow that caused everyone to swap out. We're facing Overlord right now. Wow, okay. Overlord and missing, and it is a large map. Ooh, finally getting the missing unit. I don't really want to board wiper. Let's just bring Odysseus for the big fist. Here comes the giant fist! And that comes the giant fist! What's this? Am I even leveling right now? I don't think I'm leveling anyone right now. Loki, a transient from Yggdrasil, one of the 23 other worlds connected to Tokyo. It's a world ruled over from the castle in the sky, but its rightful world representative, Odin, as well as Thor and several others. No, I don't want hints. I literally waited an entire year so I would avoid spoilers so I could do these battles blind. Like, if I didn't care about the battle spoilers, I would have just, you know, skipped through the story and played the battles early at that point, or something like that. I want to be able to, like, enjoy the story with the battle blind. So please, no hints. And while Loki is an allied member of the Vanir family, I think I've been spoiled by quite a bit in terms of the mechanics for some of the farm quests, but I actually don't know anything about Overlord's mechanics. And while Loki is an allied member of the Vanir family, Yggdrasil's shining lineage, he is also half-giant, with giants being Vanir's sworn enemies. It's said that he's a troublemaker responsible for all manners of problems, yet his cunning has also saved a great many of his friends. Aegir and... is this Odin? This might be Odin. One day, he would come to attend a banquet with his adoptive father Odin and his best friend Thor. That is not Thor, that's Aegir. Thor has a proper sprite too, so it's weird they're using Aegir's sprite. It is a great banquet indeed, hosted by the giant king of the ocean, Aegir. There it is. And at this banquet, Loki takes it upon himself to expose all the secrets of all the other guests in attendance. For his tongue, engraved with the runic letters, is his secret artifact and its power to strip away all affectation from others and make clear that from which they prefer to turn away. So it reveals truths, essentially. Reveals truths and strips away fabrications of you know, what's called polite speak? Not polite speak, but essentially just trying to suck up. And here, surrounded by the strong, the wise, the confident, and the proud, Loki has no shortage of fodder with which to hone his unique skills. The time Loki spent a little tea before he went on to create Twitter after. In front of a massive crowd, the distinguished guests all suffer embarrassment and disgrace as the darkest skeletons in their closets are let out and lit up. He shows no mercy to anyone, but be they allied kings, warriors in arms, or even his own dear adoptive family, with whom he shared countless cups of cheer. We still don't have Valiant Mermaid after all this time. Every single person in attendance is disgraced equally, and comes to harbor only hatred towards Loki for what he's done. Not this, right? Loki is summarily apprehended and forced to pay the price for the many lies, the many fictions he's exposed. He's stripped of all his possessions, publicly shamed, tied to a boulder, and sealed in cave. Ooh, now that I think about it, yeah, if I do remember this backstory of Loki, though. Now that I think about it, in contrast with Oscar's ability to, you know, make lies into, or you know, fiction, reality into fiction, and to make anyone believe what he says. He's like the perfect contrast to Loki. So that's some pretty well-designed character writing with two pairs in mind, or one pair rather. And what's more, a snake venom is slowly dripping upon his head, causing him a steady, agonizing pain that's enough to drive anyone mad. Yeah, even despite all of this, Loki's tongue never stops spilling secrets. No one can stop it, not even Loki himself. This is because Loki was born with this as his role. The revelation of secrets is an automatic function of his body, as natural as sleeping, eating, or breathing. I see. So there's lots of infamous things about Loki, but they decided to focus on this very famous scene where he decided to reveal everyone's secrets and decided to design his entire role around that. That's very cool. He can no more control it than he can control whom he loves or what he hates. No more than he can control the venom that slowly drips upon him from above. Loki bringing to light the hidden truths around him is as inevitable as the sunrise. Loki's master torture king origins. I don't think he has that, it's just that people really hate his guts for... Essentially, it's that one meme, you know, they hated him for he spoke the truth. Whether he loves the thrill of his power or curses his fate, he will continue to expose others. So he quickly realizes that the only recourse he has is to revel in the gift he's been given. Enjoy this power to its fullest extent. Right. Better take it in stride than to, I guess, hate it. He chooses to regard his power as a blessing bestowed upon him, and takes pride in it, like a butterfly, its wings, or a flower, its stature. And so he trains himself. No matter how bland the truths are that his tongue unveils, he nurtures and owns his unique talent. His body may be immobile, but the tips of his tongue is still free, and with it, even his own feelings are laid bare to him. How'd he send those letters out? What the fuck? And in the end, he'll reveal all to the masses, sharing all lies and fictions, and enjoying every moment of it. Alright, Loki, let's see what you're doing here. Or when lies and fictions are stripped away, the only thing to remain behind is... What did they mean by this? So this is the exact same one we were sent. That's not the same purgatory that the others were sent to. How do you like that, worm? I rank above you, so you might as well just give up. Huh? Where am I? Oh, was he fighting? Is this who he loves? Is this what he wants to do the most? So he really does like worm. This was part of his illusion. My beloved giant lizard, yes, that's true. I really do love you. Where am I? Where's my Yuba? This game's so fucking gay. I love it. I guess their illusion might have been about each other. Oh, in the world? We returned to where we came from. No, that ain't it. This ain't where we ailed from at all. Rather, I'd say it's... What's this? Why there's so many people here who are definitely alive? What's going on, Mr. Tenzin? Good question. I'd say the front stage has been absorbed into the back, in a matter of speaking. There you are, you old fossil. Where the hell have you been? You've been rather busy, you know? My allies, you've returned! Please, though you must have looked over yonder. What is that? Lord? Oh, the missing, here they come. The that in question is in essence a shadow of reality, stripped of any and all pretense of intelligent life. It thrives on instinct, consuming for the joy of consumption, and seeking only more to consume. And it is presently spilling out into the collapsed husk of the Yurikcho, steadily seeping through the cracks in a whirring, ever-increasing volume. I just heard Bogust's voice outside, and some other familiar voices too. Hey, Arthin. Securing Oscar as originally planned, he makes for the nearest exit from the Opera House. What is even happening out here? August! Gorungach! Those are missing from backstage. Oh, what's happened here? The equilibrium between the front stage and backstage has collapsed. The other side is expanding and swallowing this reality. How do you get Housamo on wins those? Boost X. Oscar. Yurikcho Entertainer's Guildmaster Oscar quickly realizes that the situation has already progressed well beyond any ability he may have once had to control it. This conductor's stick physically cannot be recovered by the other members of his guild. At times like this, the suave, elegant Oscar would surely have known exactly what to do. Likely putting up a false pretenses as per usual, then dragging whoever happens to be in his presence into whatever crazy scheme he's concocted. He might say something like, "This is a state of emergency. Don't worry about the why. Let's just work together for the good of everyone." Yes. That version of himself would say whatever it might take to get the job done, no matter how humiliating. Loki's there. But now, as such commanding words began to form on his lips, you can only see Loki's face laughing back at him. He can't lie because of Loki, I guess. He can't stop himself from visibly shuddering, and his mask simply won't allow him to say the words he wants to. Trophy. Or no, Arthen. Before I... Shivering and shuddering, Oscar knows what he should be saying, but the words that come out of his mouth are somehow completely different. You can tell me later in private. Oscar seems shocked by your compassionate gesture and stares deeply into your eyes. Ugh. He then calmly, coolly removes his mask, showing his bare face as he opens his mouth and speaks once more. I've lost control of Overlord, the exception from the world of Utopia. It's gone berserk. The stage was specifically set to subdue the all-knowing, all-powerful one, and summon Overlord in Tokyo. It's an evolutionary impasse that even a divine being can't stop. A dead end for humanity that shows just how limited divinity is. So, what was the Overlord story again? It was something about Overlord tried to bring about a prosperous future for humanity, but instead it led to their doom. I think that's what your recap of it was. I wish they'd elaborate more on what Overlord was, but maybe he will. I guess it's like, even with the divine being of Overlord, it wasn't able to stop the future itself. So even the all-knowing has its limits, I guess. And if it should continue to span and engulf the whole city, it may spell the end for the loops, divine power or no. I guess we have to sell the things then. Tell us something you need to do, Oscar. Ending the loops. Okay, that's a bit different. An idea where Kirito and Bigfoot are. Well, actually, never mind. Everyone wanted to end the loops in their own way. Through their own victory. In this case, though, no one's gonna be the victor. Yes, as you may have already surmised, we've isolated the sources that spawned it within. So, just like in Chapter 13, I guess I hid it within Overlord. The true rule makers and your engineers each came up with the perfect parts for this particular stage. Designed to keep you away during this loop, and to ensure no one else could somehow despawn this exception either. So where's Mr. Mononobe now then? And the other exception. The Solomon you may have seen had only just debuted on the stage. He had not yet achieved stability here. So it was through his proxy, the memories of Kiyomo Mononobe, that our members were able to communicate with him. In the script as it was originally drafted, your safety was to be secured, and then we would engage him in a dialogue at our own pace. The omniscient Solomon cannot be properly observed without the null exception, Overlord. Fully manifesting, you see. I can somewhat understand now why they both need to coexist, and why Solomon can't be there by himself. If he was present and all-knowing, that would just contradict, two totalities all in one. The totality of this omnipresent being, and the totality of, reality itself. But by showing that, you bring some sort of entity that shows that even someone with total power could, completely fail and not know everything, even if he supposedly know everything. They couldn't prevent the extinction of humanity. I guess that's its check and balance, as they say. They evolved humanity to the point they developed psychic power. Oh, I see. It is only from nothing that everything can emerge. Yet in practical terms, the reverse does not necessarily hold true. So nothing... everything can emerge from nothing, but nothing does not emerge from everything? I don't know. I'm trying to think of the logic here. I do remember the triangle thing. It's like all around has advantage against infinity, I think, and infinity has advantage against null. And null has advantage against... Okay, I guess that makes sense in terms of which gives it rise to which. So if this Salmon dude is infinite, then his check and balance would be the null exception. But as a result of this, we believed we could only have our audience with someone from within the heart of Overlord. So what I said to you at that time was the truth. We were truly acting to ensure you would not die. Of course, this wasn't for your sake, but to achieve our own ends. Whereas in your mind, you must have been thinking, as long as I don't die, it doesn't matter what else happens to me. So it's not as though I'm duty-bound to say something so shameless to you, but I feel I have to. It's okay, just help us now. We'll deal with the rest later. You know, you look good beneath that mask. Ugh. Honestly, flipping the script is supposed to be my domain, not yours, Earthen. So they just wanted an audience with Salmon, I see. Christine just wanted to see him, but Oscar wants an audience. I don't know what look he was supposed to be there for, though. Ah, spasiba break! Your stealth and intel gathering abilities were greatly appreciated. The Overlord acts in master form mass sick things, I see. So I guess intergalactically. Within a safe house operated by Duo, Virgil is hooked up to some medical equipment. Reki hands over the intel he's collected during his last infiltration mission, from which he's only just now returned. May I ask you something a bit touchy, Albert? Why do you act as my terminal, despite the pathetic, immobile state I happen to be in? Oh, you mean because you're the scientist who remodeled and tinkered with me? Duh. Well, that's a good question. You really can't move. Maybe I would have been better off if I just run somewhere far away by now. But the thing is, I've seen and learned so much from everything you've done. And I've also come to realize that people, all people, just live out their lives with whatever vessels are given. I shouldn't say anything else on the matter without giving it more thought, though. Except for now, my pride. That's my answer. I understand. I understand rather personally, given that I myself was born from a test tube. Please do contact me if you require anything else. Whatever it is, pending my approval, I'll be happy to give it. Duo, I've received a report from my terminal. The results support one of our hypotheses. The data does seem to have been intentionally leaked from within Yurikjo, but it's nonetheless consistent with other sources. What does the data say? What did Loki leak? Yes, thank you, Bercho. This can finally put the matter to bed then. Now we just need my big bro, Shuichi Togo's deciphering of the mechanical boxes to progress a bit further for confirmation. Until then, let's check our work, front and back, and see if we can figure out just what was behind this whole mess. Helps there. And so, the Mega Alliance of Goats devotes all their energy and resources to creating a road that extends all the way to your big scene. I guess they are making it a path to Overlord, in the classic Missionaries Chapter 4 thing, and I guess Berserkers Chapter 3. The path is open to you now. So just be sure you can come back to us, Arten. Yair. Thanks, everyone. Who are we facing? Overlord himself, that's right. Friendship! Swallowing your hesitancy and sealing your will, you leap into the exception, seemingly followed by two shadows. Oh, they're helping us. That's how they help, they just decided to help. Oh wait, okay, sure. If you say so. Overlord's a bit far, isn't he? Okay, all range resistance. I think I'm not bringing any all rangers this time. But bringing you might even help then. Yes, evasion. No one has evasion pierce, unfortunately. So we're just gonna have to do this manually one at a time. Yeah, no one has evasion pierce, unfortunately. So we're gonna go ahead and do this. Yo, he almost died to that. Can you calm down? Oh no, he has... Damn it, they can't move. Yamate Kudasai... Oh, thankfully only these losers are possessed. Damn it. That's so annoying, actually. You can't trick me. Actually, he's both confused and possessed. What does that look like? Yeah, okay, it's completely frozen. So we can only move him to the side, but at this point, he has confusion. Okay, so attacking these guys with that. Whatever. Attack this bitch instead. Did he heal instead? He don't heal. Alright, we can move. Out of the way. No. And Vardy still can't move? Are you fucking kidding me? Jesus Christ. Yeah, honestly, you're too weak right now. So let's go ahead and do this. No, what am I doing? I'm totally flooding. Okay, it's fine. Pull it in. Okay, finally does not have this bullshit anymore. Can you stop getting fucking paralyzed that badly? He no longer has guts, unfortunately, so that's a bit risky. Evasion. No one here can pierce evasion, so my only hope is doing extreme damages on Lucius, which I'm not sure if he can actually do that. Oh, okay, he removes evasion himself. No! Rest in peace. Go ahead and get damage here too. Okay, that wasn't so bad.
俺の前からみんなが消えた。だけど、それもじきに忘れてしまう。
I guess we're still spying. To the best of my knowledge, the 23 other worlds, Utopia, from which no world representative has yet taken stage. Huh? No world representative has taken stage from Utopia. I didn't realize that. Is the manifestation of Tokyo's very future an exception? Its exception, Overlord. Right, so Tokyo's future. I guess that makes sense based on its source of things. It is a race of an evolutionary cul-de-sac, an existence that cannot be saved, neither by the future nor by the all-knowing, all-seeing. Isaac, familiar with the technology of the future world of Utopia, evaluates the existence of the null exception. It is a being that should be fully aware of all truths of this world, having solved the theory of everything that integrates the four great powers. That should be fully aware of all the truths of this world, having solved the theory of everything that it's right. So some intrusive thought just got in my head about like this spoiler that I've been trying to hurry and forget. I was like really interrupting my train of thought now. It's a being that should be fully aware of all the truths of this world, having solved the theory of everything that integrates the four great powers. Yet it is also a dead end. For that exception, there lies no future beyond. The theory of everything, as in, I guess, all the fundamental forces and all that. And it integrates the four great powers, probably being it's talking about the four forces, not, I don't know why it's talking about powers. Alright, seeing a bit oddly rival. The reason being, the only way for it to calculate everything in the world is to infinitely consume the resource that is time. That is what negates omniscience and omnipotence, the proof of its non-existence. An airtight alibi as to why such things cannot possibly be. I guess that makes sense, if you think about it. In order to, like, calculate an infinite future, you'd need infinite time. because unless you can bring that time to exactly 0, then that time on by proportionality scale, you know, no matter how fast it takes, it's not like it has like some fixed distance. If you just add more data, it'll take more time. So if you have infinite time, if you have an infinite time to be predicting, then it'll take infinite time to actually record, so it's impossible. It's that absence of salvation that dictates Kyoma Mononobe's actions and rationalizes the front and back stages. Officer Nobumichi Genpachi Unukai, you are requested to bring the situation outside under control. Hey, there they are. What are these shadows? How are we gonna convince Kiryu to kiss us? Is that even gonna happen? There's no way he's gonna kiss us. Like, not in a million years. Maybe Bigfoot will love to have, like, you know, sloppy seconds with every other characters with us and do the dirty, but ain't no way Kirito's gonna kiss us. So we are gonna do this, but we are going to take a brief intermission. However, before we do that intermission, let's just do a bit of a funsies here and do a bit of something for the new Chapter 15 banner that came out. I'll talk about this more during the discussion, which is scheduled so far to be this Sunday. We'll see if that turns out to be the case. But yeah, that just come out. Mikhail is going to be a long slash unit, but that does a lot of damage and skill locks at a 50% rate. Tip does some madness weirdness, permanently on board, not real permanently, but in essence he has full range to move on first turn every phase, and he can convert people to magic range. So very strong utility there, and some situational. When he's super low health, he does a big amount of damage, but that's kind of situational. And then there is Baphomet. She sucks, don't use her. She's like doubt and one square ahead if you move her. And there is Sanzo, who is quite useful as a 3-star, and like okay-ish as a 4-star. Of course he's better as 4-star, but in relation to the rarity, because he can give like a pretty decent buff to the unit ahead just by like existing. And then there is Sanzo, who is has the Russian roulette, and essentially there's like a 30% chance that she inflicts a bunch of debuffs on the enemy who is hit. All right, let's go ahead and do. I'm hoping for Kokopelli 4-star as well as Latsuta 5-star. I already did a bit of pulling. I actually did get Michael twice, but I'm not done. So let's do it today, just for fun, just between you and me. Got myself a Belphegor. I think that's the name, yeah. My god, these names are escaping me. What's the name? I can't remember his name. Okay, that's Ifrit. Shootin, that was it. He tried pulling, but got the Badong dogs. Hey, congrats. I think you're talking about what's her face. Man, these names are really skipping. This is going to be Kokopelli. I guess you got Baphomet. You're allowed to tip the wrong one. McCroy. Shinya. Sanzo 3-star. It's fucking nothing. August. And Kanatoma. Wow, that was horrendous trash. Get out of here. I'm not looking at that. Okay, and we'll just go ahead and spend maybe 3 tickets. I already got all the 3-stars here, so I'm not gonna be playing too hard. And Michael 5-star isn't bad. I actually got 2 copies of him, which is kind of nutty. John Bavon. Your last tip. And this was a mistake because I didn't get anything. I'm out of here. I'm out. It was nothing. It was nothing. Alright, let's go take a quick break. I'll be back within like maybe 5 to 10 minutes. Enjoy your time, and then we can finish up chapter 14, and I can finally unlock the Blossom Quest. In a bit. Hello, I am back. I have not left. Alright, let's finish off chapter 14 finally after all this time. Have we unlocked any free quests yet? Ain't no we didn't unlock any after all this time. Oh, there they are. I'm getting them! Okay. Final Curtain, part 1. Exciting stuff. So, this is going to be a tall map with null material rewards, and we're facing Bigfoot, surprisingly. Well, I guess maybe not surprisingly, since it always ends up being facing the exception causers. Yo, Ali Rival. Since you just came back only after I started my break, you might have missed the pulse, the very brief pull section I did, so if you might want to rewind if you want to see me do a bit of pulls. But yeah, we're gonna go continue the story. Final Curtain, part 1. Well, spoiler alert, didn't turn out so well, so you're not missing much. Okay, Yuma's coming here. Yuma, go ahead. And, who is being leveled now? Is anyone being leveled right now? Why am I bringing these mentors if no one's being leveled? Oh yeah, welcome talking is being leveled. Never mind, someone's being leveled. You saw me gone long enough? Okay. Well, we will finish it to the end today. No more breaks. Long ago, in a time before Yurok Show was known for its performances, there's an urban legend, Jack the Ripper, of the Foggy City. Broadly speaking, 4 kinds of parts are played on that stage. There's the culprit, the victim, the witness, and the one who was actually being targeted in the first place. Yurok Show Entertainers Guildmaster Oscar speaks these words to the actor, the familiar standing before him. Oscar has great confidence in the dramatic script he's written. It even received Loki's seal of approval after all. The culprit is never caught in the end, and as a result, his motives are unclear throughout. So although the victims are all streetwalkers, it's never revealed whether or not they were truly his targets. In fact, it's not even entirely known if the crimes the witnesses have seen were actually the culprits doing, or not. Yeah, that's one thing about Jack the Ripper. Despite there being a lot of similar MOs, it was never proven that was the same person. It was, like, disparately spread across different locations, to my understanding. I didn't really read that in an official source, mind you. That was just what I've heard in passing. Which makes it impossible to say if any non-streetwalkers murdered around the same time may have been another one of his victims. Unclear, unknown, uncertain, unverified. All of that culminates in one word: unsolved. And it all leads back to one question. Was the culprit actually targeting only streetwalkers? Among the many answers to that question, one theory posits that the victims were, in fact, mutilated in lieu of the target. Real one. That the victims were covering the real target, whoever that may be. That they were simply departing this world stage. Oscar contorts his face beneath his mask as he says this. Of course, that is just one manufactured fiction of many. But in this particular performance, I, as dramatist, elected to run with it. Yes, our production this time was a reimagining of the classic tale of Jack the Ripper. And the reason I elected to take this approach, because every little thing about that sensational crime is shrouded in fog. So, Bigfoot, then, urban legend yourself, I want you to stand upon the stage, playing that part. You like to do a break comment when you take a break? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but okay. Oh, you mean like leaving something long so that to read behind? You both like Naltip a lot, but in character, the protagonist relationship is a dislike. But we still like Mr.'s personality. I more so like when he's chewed up by Maria. The port of the streetwalker, covering the culprit's true target. So he's playing, like, the victim? This is a tremendously difficult part to play, as you might convince the audience you have to cause to protect the target. World reps. Just as the world representatives did. You must sell the emotion behind this, every bit as much as they have. Enough to make everyone believe that you would willfully, selflessly take a fall in the target's place. Was Bigfoot's affection for us all a lie then? This is why it was necessary to keep the entertainers on standby, in case a comparable substitute should be needed. Thanks to the tireless efforts of you and Babe Bunyan, the world representative of the great spirit sped off the stage. I knew it! So they implied it before, but now it's explicit. Babe Bunyan here, he literally just directed us towards Wakan Tankamikan to kill him off. Which is fucked up if you think about it, but, you know, wasn't that like sort of the plan to cause an exception with them anyways in the first place? So, I don't know. I guess facilitating the invaders' plan and making sure it went off without a hitch was the real plan. So they must have had a mole within the invaders, which is just Babe Bunyan himself then, if they knew about the plan. How did Babe Bunyan know all about Isaac's plan? That's crazy. And thanks to that, you, a member of the entertainers, were the first to be given the opportunity to sub in for another player. Wakantanka Migan, I see. So they've been hoping that one of the world reps would pass on and take on the role. Well, I don't think they have many roles besides that Bigfoot himself. And that is where preparation for the performance we were to give on stage truly began to take shape. Yes, it seems someone from the Chuo rulemakers surely took umbrage with Babe Bunyan, a child being brought to the fore. Yeah, we saw that he was kind of conflicted about Babe Bunyan interrupting us. I think Kortwikut here was trying to kill us because of the revelation from chapter 12 when they realized we had more power than just this useless thing as a trophy. Spurred on by the fact that a member of their own guild was involved, no less. Everyone has a sacred space they wish never to be breached, myself included, of course. Now then, I've drawn out this preface enough. What do you say? Will you assist me in this grand endeavor? The actor nods, if only because to the actor, there's no greater joy in life than helping others. You have my highest respect. And so, without further ado, the show must go on. So it's very likely that Bigfoot wasn't left out of the know, but actually knew all about the plan from the beginning. He was all acting all lovey-dovey and, you know, feigning ignorance, but in reality, this might have been the whole plan, you know. And just like that, a method actor, the entertainers, takes great pride in counting among their ranks perfectly, flawlessly fills the shoes of Wakantanka, who no longer exists in this world. Method actor. Okay, this fake bitch. No wonder Bigfoot sucks ass. Yeah, fuck this bitch. Screw him. Balrog may be an actor who offers up his very being to his god, but this is an actor who's capable of becoming a god. His feelings towards a certain someone overflow his heart, and the cogency he's amassed over an eternity wells up within him. It was all acting all the time? That's fucked. Bigfoot. Love. Love. Bigfoot. Hold earth and dear. Fake ass bitches be like, I swear to God. From the very cockles of his heart, the actor comes to truly feel that he would do anything for this person. For his love, this fake bitch! He really just faked these feelings out of method acting. Fuck this bitch. Yeah, ain't Joe for spice. This is fucked up. He would give his body and soul alike if he had to. Whatever it might take to protect him, to protect you. Our method actor truly is a legion of his own. I can genuinely believe I am in the presence of a god. Oscar knows. I should have suspected it more. I was just like numbed by the fact that, you know, everyone simps over us. But in reality, there's no way he didn't know. As like he obviously was like confirmed to be part of the entertainers, and the entire plan was already set up from the beginning that it would happen. So he's not there for no reason. Like, Jesus Christ. And he already betrayed the agents as well. Apparently, that's fucked. Oscar knows that in this world, no one can choose who they fall in love with. But if they could, all the tragedies of the human world would likely just disappear. This bitch. A certain playwright once had his starlet muse, Romeo. Wherefore, Romeo. Romeo should not have fallen in love with Juliet, and Juliet should not have fallen in love with Romeo. Their families were locked in a bitter feud with one another. But that's assuming a god's viewpoint of events, assuming that one is free to change the feelings in one's heart at will. He's not a girl, so of course he speaks so. Someone with divine knowledge and capability would surely be able to live just as their parents or friends wished of them without issue. Right, if you could choose who you could love, then, you know, I'm sure a lot of us wouldn't even choose to be gay, they just choose to be. Take the path of least resistance, and just, you know, pick the heterosexuality, pick the one who makes the most economic sense, pick your friends and all that are, you know, aren't necessarily the ones you vibe most with, but the ones who are your parents and your other friends would best respect. So, obviously we can't choose what our heart will, but Bigfoot, this bitch can. Fucking fake-ass loser. Such a powerful ability, akin to a miracle, would undoubtedly be of great benefit to this world. And then Romeo and Juliet. That most classic of tragedies would no doubt seem a comedy instead. A farce of grand proportion, but alas. That's true. All the missing who are being pulled into the space are quickly losing control and rampaging through the streets of Yurikcho. Halt! You are obstructing a public servant in the execution of his duties. You will cease these disruptive activities at once. Nobumichi Kenpachi Inukai always follows his orders from above to the letter and fulfills his oath to keep the peace with aplomb. In the name of Nobumichi Kenpachi Inukai, you shall be seized by my subduing blade. And that of light descends upon the crowd of missing, and without ever even needing to get near them, they're immediately held down from above by Nobumichi's rule. Regarded as the strongest among the 8 dog wars, Nobumichi is well aware that world peace cannot be achieved without exercising sufficient might. Strongest among the 8 dog wars? Yeah. Yet even bearing the greatest power, one can never apprehend everyone without giving rise to a fugitive too. A fugitive or two. Without giving rise to a fugitive or two. In the past, and even to the present, there is no perfect rule of law that can meet proper justice upon each and every person. And Nobumichi knows that only purpose he is able to capture are those he can see. Yet there are many who lie beyond his periphery. This is why he chooses his fights, pulling orders from above like a faithful police canine. Not the wills of world representatives like Horus and Ahuramaza, nor those of other individuals of other persuasions. It's only the chain of command that leashes this pup. That Canistanian certainly puts up a good fight. Huh? Worm, it's still acting a bit off. Having lost its supplements, the dragon serves as Beowulf's companion draws near him to attack? No, it seems to be coiling itself around him like usual. Alright, I get it. Let's have some fun. Stone Fists of Grendel. Beowulf and his seemingly amnesiac dragon companion rush to subdue the crowd of missing. It's when tossing his treasure sword aside and reverting to bare fists that Beowulf is at his strongest. And that's the manifestation of his power to cast aside all of himself. Any opponent who still has something left within them is no match for Beowulf when he has nothing to lose. I guess that's what happens. He drops the sword, so he switches back to blow range. I missed that. Well, let's say! And I'm running into it. Through this power and the many opponents he's defeated within the past, he's come to boast strength rivaling all others. I've been jealous of that strength before. Oh, how I've longed for it. Oscar mutters these words in a daze, covered in scars from your breakthrough into this reality. With his mask still off and his face still exposed, he further contemplates on the one who fell into the depths of the cave, clutching only a hollow blade. Oh, Loki, you are an intellect and a barbarian, eloquent and direct, but always offering constructive criticism. Or so I thought. That's why I always sought to show you myself at my most desirable. I wanted you to see that you and I were much the same. They're complete opposites, so. I've been living in a fiction all this time, just so I could be deemed worthy of your gaze. They be gay. These bitches be gay. A genius dramatist from a famed troupe with culture and lineage on my side, and an administrative guildmaster to boot. But you are the first to show me. You show me that when all of those titles are stripped away, I am left with nothing. Humans are social creatures, they say, but what this really means is to take the social away, and all you're left with are creatures. Can real eyes realize? I never wanted to be seen as a lowly creature. That's why I've always donned a mask, so I could better fit in with society. Come to think of it, Loki, when was it? The York Show Entertainers Guild Master Oscar thinks back on some words Loki once said to him. The fiction I despise most, Oscar, is fable. That which exists solely to spread an idealized narrative. There's nothing worse than being manipulated for the benefit of... Answer. For your own good, they'll say. Absolutely wretched. I agree with Loki with this. I felt there must be a story behind Loki's words there. There must be a reason for him to harbor such a strong aversion. And really, how must I have looked to him as I was, especially given that he lacked even the slightest taste of freedom? I couldn't say. Standing there on the stage, I could never hope to see my circumstances from the perspective of God. In fact, even were I God looking down upon everything in the world, the one thing I would have no clear of is myself. I guess Loki is a perfect counter to Loki in battle too, since he gets by through some debuffs, I believe, and also through by all range. Arathan. If Loki was the first to intuit what lay beneath my mask, then you're the first to actually expose it. To expose all my wounds, all my shame, all that's pathetic and weak about me. Oh, how I detest you for that. Sure, you come back safe and sound, and I want to see a look on your face that says, nothing happened. It was no big deal. Oscar looks down into the abyss as he says this, addressing the one who's chosen to descend the depths rarely seen before, yet even farther this time. Yet go even farther this time. His stick is no longer able to conduct the chaos that's erupted upon the stage. For the Entertainer's blatant violation of the conditions for the continued use of their administrative privilege has already been brought to light. Is this what's happening? Is that why his belief has been brought wild? Something about Loki's secret is in relation to this. These privileges are ostensibly to be employed only for the sake of entertaining guests. And now, because they've been abused and misused, all those powerful perks of his have been forcibly stripped away. Sucked away as if into a vacuum. And if things continue as they are, all of Tokyo is in danger of being sucked away soon enough too. I'm being washed away. Looks like I'm falling down into a drain. Within the gravity well of what is essentially a black hole from which even light can't escape, the missing begin to attack. This is gonna be Yuma, I believe. But then something unexpected happens with the main figure. Not human, but Therian. Jumps in and effortlessly takes the missing down. There he is. Cavalry, arrived! You, Shinjuku Guildmaster, no? Yuma, I recognize you. Does he okay? What happened after I was taken? Yuma, what's wrong? MP came with me, but got swept away, so I went ahead. How you know me? Last time was very sudden. Very surprising, I think. You were watching all this time, I guess. When you attempted to intervene previously, you didn't have the power to stop the fight from occurring, so you're blown away like a leaf in the wind. But the two who were fighting had their weapons sheathed at the time, having suddenly realized that someone else was watching them. That someone was keeping an eye on them. And that's when they both wondered of the other. Why are you here? Indeed, you couldn't stop them from fighting, but your attempts spurred them on to stop themselves. I see, so it's kind of like shamefulness. They wouldn't want to betray their own beliefs in front of someone else. Well, say I saw you from afar. I was kind of watching the whole time. Don't understand, but Arathan. Thank you. I didn't do anything, but you're welcome, I guess. Thank you for watching over me. Can't say well, but that much, really appreciated. I am Yuma, Guildmaster, Wannabe Stamers. Nice to meet you. Yuma follows his self-introduction with a genuine smile. He seems not even to realize he's smiling. It's just his natural expression. He's never quite understood himself, he's always been a bit lost, unable to get a good look at who he is. And without understanding himself, he's also never quite figured out where he belongs. Yo, Jackie, welcome. He's even started to feel like there's not a single other soul anywhere in the world quite like him. Looking at you, kind of strange. You're not human, but also not Aryan. Not beast? Yuma stares intently at you with great interest, as if observing an alien species. You notice he's also starting to sniff you. Perhaps, like an owl, he's checking to see if you'll produce any sense that suggests, sexual arousal. Nothing wrong, Yuma? Looking closely, you got, cool vibes. And even like that, seem really cute. What? What do you say? Don't understand. Not at all. Just at that moment. The shaking. What's happening? Arthur, there! This bitch! It's time to fucking die! Gonna kill your ass! Goodbye, Bigfoot. The sheer energy of administrative privileges relinquished from the Regenerator's rages and trends like a storm. It's the energy of roles being stripped away in a maelstrom, and a meticulously crafted fiction being ripped apart by force. The authority previously granted to Bigfoot is now violently torn from his body and projected outwards as a shockwave. Okay, so more than one person received it apparently, not just Oscar. I guess everyone has it then. I believe Christina was also able to see people in that way. This actor was born to the chief of a shamanic tribe living in the snowy mountains. He had a very unique talent. He could call down gods. Born to a chief of the shamanic tribe? Is this not Bigfoot then? Because of this, he was given a special name so that he could become a vessel for the purest, most perfect of the gods. Avatarism? The legendary cryptid, Bigfoot. An urban legend like no other. That is the name of the part, the role you're to play. Urban legends, by definition, do not exist. They're stories that haven't yet garnered enough faith to become myth. But this is the first name he's ever been called by in his whole life. It feels warm to him. It makes him happy. He decides he's going to do his very best to help. Thoughts drift through the head of the actor formerly known as Bigfoot, as everything he is peeled away from him, leaving him bare and exposed. Well, I guess that explains if he's not actually Bigfoot, then that explains why he's not some sort of a sapien. He begins to cry like a newborn babe, and shakes at the realization that he has nowhere to turn, and can trust in himself no longer. It's far scarier thing to have a role forcibly taken away than never to have had that role in the first place. So his true identity is some sort of nameless shaman that took on the identity. I guess there are some traditions out there. I mean, I don't know, maybe that's a bit prejudiced of me, but I feel like I've heard of some traditions, whether they're accurate or not, of a shaman sort of trying to embody gods and all that within Native American culture. And maybe it's not specifically a legend, but because he was, you know, it's a role-less thing, he took on some other identity instead. Well, like he always does. He took on the identity of Bigfoot, and then he took on the identity of a Wakantaknikan. Or to lose one's role is to no longer be recognized by others, nor even by oneself. Just then, he sees someone rapidly approaching him. Made an opening. Go, Arthur, go! Thank you, Yuma. I'll be back. See you after. do the One Piece fist. Is that? I guess that makes sense. He's losing his role, so he turns missing, just like they explained. Bigfoot, I'm coming! Sorry, you never had to hear that. Alright, battle.
さあ等しく
食らいつくガチで決める
等しく沈め
まだまだ
Let's see. No one has anything. We're gonna do this.
俺は獣だ
三日月隠れろ
まだ食らえ
俺の獣が目を覚ます
戦銃開始サンサルバトルルーガル
Some of these battles, I swear.
お前と一緒だと笑いが止まらんぜさあ次はどこで稼ぎまくるんだ
He's already suffered great torment by this point. He's been torn, tattered, undone, and summarily judged. Having lost all the fictions that comprised him, he's now teetering on the edge of becoming just another missing person. So it was through... Bigfoot's very existence was enabled through the show's, what's called privilege in the first place. So without the entertainers, without that administrative privilege of reassigning roles, Bigfoot wouldn't be able to exist as he is. I think that's the gist here. He managed to have been assigned a proper role to exist in Tokyo through the urban legend of Bigfoot. He lost all fictions that comprised him, he's just now teetering on the edge of becoming another missing person. Don't know name anymore. No longer know who I am. The name he was given and the part he was given to play are both completely gone. What do you like me to call you? Just pick a name and I'll roll with it. I've been where you are now. You had nothing back then. Nothing but a name faintly floating about in your head. So please see him, but not Bigfoot. But someone somewhere was there for you and believed you when you told them what you're going through. Got the besties! You recall clearly that this someone accepted you for who you were. You understand, don't you? How it is akin to a chick imprinting upon the first living being it sees when hatching. Is it even possible not to feel a special bond toward that certain someone who accepts you, who acknowledges you for the very first time? That's when every actor goes through as well. One never forgets the first to watch enthusiastically as one performs. Is that really how it is? Interesting. I'm Bigfoot, cryptid of snowy mountains, shaman of great mystery, and person who loves Arson. Truly loves. Get my name out of your mouth, liar. His Bigfoot's, I mean, lips are pretty horny, but body's pretty horny too. Let's suck his dick. I don't know. That's his body! Within the exception, you place one hand on Bigfoot's back and draw him into an embrace. Ugh. You then familiarize him with the feel of your lips on his skin, alongside your body heat. I don't even know which is hornier at this point. I want to pick the hornier one, but like, who even knows which is the hornier one at this point? For you, I do anything. Anything at all, Arthur. I mean, yes, both are kisses, but it depends on what part you want to kiss. Like, for example, Shiva's, it was like, you know, kisses, like, I guess kiss him on the lips or kiss his body, but it's like his thing is covered by an entire helmet, right? And his entire body's exposed with his nip showing, so I'm like, what do you think is hornier there? I don't even know, seriously. Tell me what you want. Kirito is not gonna like what we're gonna try to be doing to him. Let's just say that much. Well, this is... I'm not sure if this exception necessarily caused by that. Did he take on the role of Solomon? It was planned from the very first draft of the script. Bigfoot was always to become a vessel in the end. Vessel of the all-powerful, all-knowing? I guess that makes sense. That the audience of this game may finally be revealed. Oh no, this bitch! This bitch! I mean that affectionately. Kirito, make the story interesting. All the actors have gathered. But now, let the truth be known. What was the secret that Entertainer said? Everything that's happened thus far begins with a grave sin, as perceived from a god's perspective. As custodian of the game, it's a sin Kimamono cannot be forgiven for. Oh, was this a secret? Let's see. And this latest unsolved crime was an attempt to cover up the hidden truth. Oh, was the secret that was revealed something we already knew, aka when they were trying to hide the murder of us from a previous timeline? I mean, I don't know. Additionally, the Rickshaw Entertainers crossed the line when they set the stage for this sin to occur. Oh, was this premeditated then? Our murder by the Entertainers? E10 Final Curtain 2. And it seems we are finally facing Kirito, and he's gonna kill our ass, I'm sure. Hopefully he doesn't skill lock us to death. And we also have some null transients and some infinite imperials, and we're facing Overlord yet again. So this guy seems to have evasion. I don't really want to bring any evasion piercing. It seems like he removes it if you just attack him multiple times though. This Kirito, right. Kirito is gonna have evasion permanently though, so that's gonna be annoying. Okay, whatever you're about to say, I don't need to... Morgan, please. I'm not gonna read the rest of that because it seems like you're giving me a guide. I don't need to... Rather, I really don't want to know how to play this game. I'm trying to play this blind, okay? So please do not backseat game for me. It seems you are bringing what's-his-face, Andusius, and none of the mentors can really pierce evasion here, unfortunately. Do I want to bring something that can pierce evasion? Whatever, we can just skip by and we'll see how it turns out. If we don't have evasion piercing, hopefully we don't fucking die instantly. It's not safe to be here by yourself. Did something happen? You're free to talk about it with me, you know. As memory serves, the first time I, Kirito Tachihara, met with this old stick in the mud was basically the worst. I realized right away that I got myself involved with some meddling teacher from some school or another. He played the part to a T. Would I do that? If you want to play the wise, helpful old man, go take that act somewhere else. Well, we meet again, Kirito. What brings you to a place like this? Wherever the hell I went, you would always pop up sooner or later. And you would always call out to me like we were old friends or something. Look, I keep telling you, old man, you're barking up the wrong tree. When are you gonna get the picture? I just don't want to be in this world. So I don't give it the slightest crap about anything or anyone here. I don't even have the energy to decide what I want to do. I've got no motivation at all. I feel bad for Kirito. Obviously, like, he's touching on some sort of a depression antics here as well, in terms of personality, but like, for real depression, not just like tragic backstory, but actual, you know, lack of motivation and lack of wanting to live. But I don't particularly expect nor want anyone else to really understand that. My pissed off look is just an affectation. An act to scare people off. Because I don't want them to screw around with me or drag me into the messes. You really do seem to meet up at the most unexpected times, Kirito. Yep, and again. That meddling teacher, shoes all caked in mud as if he'd been walking around in waterlogged caves underground or something. Was he inside the dungeon? He was totally inside the dungeon. He was inside the Ayame cemetery. Or the catacombs, rather. Unexpected is right. What the hell are you doing here? And why do you even bother talking to me anyway? No, don't look so sour. As a teacher, I can't very well leave a troubled soul behind, can I? So this is Mononobe's failure. The one thing he mentioned before that he didn't know what to do even if he tried. Which he did try, again apparently, several times. So you think I'm troubled? Why? Because you saw it in my face or something? That's no comfort, you old geezer. It's just creepy. I already knew exactly how the world worked by this point. I'd figured it out long before. I knew about how we just go through the motions of our dull, meaningless existence, day in and day out. Existentialism as well. And unlike those transients, we locals don't have no way of leaving. Doesn't matter if we die, doesn't matter what we do. We've got no distant homeworld to go back to. Damn. You know, so of course a lot of humans that we've paired up and teamed up with seem to be taking in stride and seem to finding the silver lining with regards to everything looping. But this seems like a sort of reaction that I was surprised to not have seen up until now. aka complete apathy towards just, you know, your existence, knowing the fact that it's just looping. If I were to take that person's life, for example, it wouldn't cause any great stir for this world in the overall scheme of things. Someone who's been watching this world from the outside, that sort of thing would be a commonplace event. Happens all the damn time. No matter what sort of despicable act I might commit, really, it'd just be a drop in the bucket. He has a point. Like, crime does not matter if it's looping, as you've seen. It'd be one among countless others who've done the same exact thing. Okay, see, so he's not even motivated to kill us. He's just not motivated at all and doesn't care whether he kills us or not. There's just nothing for me in this world. Not a single thing I alone can do. Which means there's not a single reason for my being either. No reason I am who I am or do what I do. I'm getting the sense, Kirito, that you really want to be anywhere but here. The old geezer was staring at my face, I guess trying to read my expression. And that was his reading. Don't try to psychoanalyze me. And don't speak like you've got me figured out, damn it. Still don't know why the hell you even care so much. You have no reason to pay me even the slightest mind. That's true. I'm not your teacher, your family, your guardian, or anything like that. And nobody's asked me to check up on you. But I couldn't bear not say something. Is that so wrong? Do I really have to have a rock solid reason to reach out to you before it becomes okay for me to reach out to you? He's really tried over and over again, huh? Is this the grand scheme? Are we gonna learn about what this great secret the entertainers was hiding? Now, that's a face. First time I've seen you make one like that. Is that how I looked way back when? Kirito. Let me just say this. I did everything. All of it. Happy now? Kirito? I'd already figured it all out. I knew exactly how the world worked at this point. So, Housamo didn't necessarily tell him, but that was the first time he learned it, I guess. And maybe he's learned it through other ways. Doesn't seem like he's learned in other loops, so. I don't know, it's not clear. The world just isn't big enough to allow for anything at all that only I, and no one else, can do. But there is another way of looking at that. There are certain things, certain crimes, that only a nobody can pull off. Interesting. That only someone who's got nothing special can do. You got your fingers in your ears or something, old man? I don't think there's any room for a misunderstanding here. From the very start, I wanted to disappear. Now, I may finally have the chance. If this perfect crime goes off without a hitch, I may actually be able to separate myself from everyone else and be left alone. Apologies, but I couldn't help overhear, and I thought you might be interested in having us prepare a suitable stage just for you. You see, so the crime happened first, and the entertainers covered it up. And so the time has finally come. The Yuriko entertainers have apparently prepared a stage for me. Though I'm not certain just how much the person before me... I am not certain just how much the person before me... What? Though I'm not certain just how much the person before me... Oh, it's not done. Who claims to be a messenger and truly knows. I am Solomon. I know of this world's best, and of its everything. Mr. Mononobe. That is correct. I have knowledge of everything in my terminal, Yama Mononobe, observed in all previous loops. I am the sum total of all its past iterations of Kyoma Mononobe, and so much more still. The ultimate exception, who claims to be Solomon, smiles a perfect smile at you. Yes, as you have come to realize as well, the Kyoma Mononobe you know is lacking from within me. As such, I can best be described as not as all-knowing being, but as a formerly all-knowing being. You and I have yet to converse like this, Aerthan. That's a new expression for him. It is virtually unheard of for one who is not a player in this game to meet these conditions. And those who are players, world representatives within this game, conversely, have no reason or motive to seek such an audience. So tell me, what is it that you wish to ask me? What is it that you wish to know? You may ask, and I will answer, provided the answer lies within the knowledge I possess. Of course, it only stands to reason this would seem very strange to you. You, as you are, and I have no point of convergence. Past lips we do, though. But I have known many others like you, just like you, who have been scattered before you. So he doesn't know us, but he knows every past loop of us. And as a reward, or perhaps an offering, to those many I shall gladly address everything that has happened thus far. For you have come all this way despite losing your identity, I shall answer it all. If only as recompense for the sin, the severed piece of myself known as Kyoma Mononobe committed. Sin? Okay, seriously, what are you talking about? Seriously, what are you talking about? Allow me to detail the recurrent situation for you. An incident once occurred in Yurikoto that became the impetus for all. Kirito! Oh! As soon as someone said this, a lone boy appears out of thin air, standing between you and Solomon. Isn't that? It is! Don't come anywhere near me. Stay away, Aerthan. I don't want your smoochies! This sudden... Kirito knows what's up. He ain't having a kiss. He dipped. The sudden vision of Kirito takes Solomon's hand, then even deeper into the black hole. And he seems to have a motive to take it away. Kirito? What are you doing? Despite your best attempts to follow Kirito, the missing are all converging on your location and firmly blocking your path. Aerthan! And Dusty's here. Your breast must stink. I think Kirito just really hates us and doesn't want to make connections their own. Suddenly, as if chasing their own non-existent shadows, the missing all changed course and began heading down the road toward the day after tomorrow. What the? What just happened? I made it just in the nick of time, but man, this place is super scary! Does he... Show me that Does he of yours? So this past incident is connected to the production the Yorukicho entertainers put on. The story of Jack the Ripper. Okay. I mean, that was clear with Bigfoot's entrance as Bigfoot when he was just the nameless shaman before. It went unsolved and remains unsolved. But the first person on the scene was a major person of interest, Kirito Tachihara. All that remained at the scene was one of the victim's arms, from which it was deduced the victim was a Shinjuku transfer student. But the onion in the ointment is that, at the time when this crime occurred, the presumed victim wasn't missing an arm. And it's not like losing an arm is something you can ignore or not notice. So the question was, where did that arm come from? If it's not missing in the present, and not a remnant of some wild past event, then that leaves only one other option. The future? Which brings us to now, when a seeming copycat crime, or production, as the case may be, takes place in Yorukicho. I need answers! Come on! This has been, like, they've been shoving it in front of face all this time. The mystery of the reopened cold case. Give me the answers! What happened? This time, the culprit is definitely Kirito Tachihara. He's not just a person of interest, he's the guy. A detail is seemingly designed to convince everyone that this is, in fact, the same exact situation as before. So, that second scenario where Kirito was announcing out loud and killing in front of Mononobe, that was what was staged, apparently. And the original incident where he somehow got an arm was the actual originating incidents where Christine scouted him and conducted this farce. And the entertainers did just that. Without attention being called to it, the whole thing would have just blown over by now. But they've lost their administrative privileges in the process, because they used those privileges for unintended purposes. Now what could they have been trying to achieve with all this? Were their actions for another's benefit? And if so, whose? Thank goodness we found you. Are you okay? Hey, Dusty! What's happening right now? Ooh, you're shining bright. So cool. Cool? You think I'm cool? Me? Wait, no. As an idol, the proper response to that is just to say, thank you for the compliment. Oh, that was my sacred artifact. I can make something that was originally in a certain place suddenly appear there. Speaking what? Wasn't originally in a certain place suddenly... Oh, I see. Teleportation, essentially. Of other things. But wait, have I ever introduced myself to you before? How do you know my name? Oh, well, you know, I was watching in the shower. Okay, well, that's fine. I'm guessing you must be wondering how I could possibly have the nerve to show my face here now. I don't really understand what's going on at all, but even so... Hey, it's alright, Dusty. Same for me, MP. Oh, I see. MP is his English translation of Dusty. I've been watching you from afar. Thanks for saving me. Consider me part of your fan base. Oh! Wow. Thank you so much. Dukam, MP, I was your fan first. Been your fan for so long. Nima tries his hardest to express his admiration from Ducius by using a popular fan name from the MP Underground Idol era. Duke M. Whoa, thank you, both of you. Yeah, I like their ship. I mean, it's not really a ship per se, but it's a ship. It's more like, you know, fandom and all that, but it's a ship. But not quite as explicit as fucking Oscar and Loki, or like Castor and Pazuzu and Yuma. The three of you then turn your attention toward the core of the Nux. Actually, now that I think about it, that's a long chain of liking people. Liking Pazuzu liking Pastor liking Yuma, and Yuma liking Amdusias, and Amdusias liking Gabriel. That's a bit long. The three of you then turn your attention towards the core of the null exception, or rather your attention is turned towards it, since it quickly dominates your vision. The scene begins to pour out from the massive hollow before you, beelining in for the attack. Alright, Kirito. Utilizing the opening Yuma and Amdusias have provided for you, you'll leap deeper into the black hole in pursuit of Kirito Tachihara. Yes, Kirito Tachihara, who is about to play the part of the Jack the Ripper, who in reality remains unidentified and at large. So the entire thing was staged. He wasn't actually Jack the Ripper. His intent was to veil the real culprit's identity in fog and then disappear from the world himself while he was at it. Wait, Mononobe killed us? I guess that makes sense. They said everyone killed us. Ain't no way. So Mononobe actually killed some of these. That was his sin. That actually makes sense. Holy shit. Okay, that was worth hiding. Holy shit. Ain't no way. His intent was to hide the real culprit's identity in fog and disappear from the world himself while he was at it. That's just like someone else who had one sent. In this Tokyo, there's not even one single soul who's free of sin. Oh my god. Ain't no way. Even the Terminal 4 Solon broke a rule that must never be broken in this game. Jesus Christ. He interfered with the trophy. He directly involved himself with Darthan. Kirito, stop! Luck was my help lady. Kirito's tiny knife clashes with your seemingly spectral blade. Did we get like an upgrade to their blade and didn't even realize? Don't take this away from me. Don't you dare take this away. This too. Oh, he needs this plan to work out so he can disappear. He wants to be sucked in by, I guess, Overlord and make sure everything disappears along with it. This is his way out, and if the ruse is exposed, then, you know, Overlord will disappear, I guess. Kirito's expression showcases emotions he's always striven to stop himself from ever showing to anyone. His emotions almost seem to radiate out from them, negative but so strong that they strike you with an unparalleled absolute value. Don't take the nobody out of who I am. Don't take away my identity, my reason for existing as myself. Ooh. I know, we got Iron Man's sacred artifact, but it's a bit bizarre. I mean, I guess that's true. I guess all of our other swords have been taken, except for Iron Man's. Alright, how are we gonna do this? Shoot phases. And Overlord's here for some reason again. He has evasion, so we're not gonna bother with that immediately. I really should stop moving Amdusias and getting all these fucking annoying debuffs. Well, he has guts, so he should be able to survive like one more turn. Stop! Madness is so obnoxious. Well, we're still alive somehow. Alright, let's go ahead and move him all the way to the back. Get maximum damage from him. Yeah, there you go. Get rid of that shit. That after evasion. Oh no, it's him. Okay, we're gonna want to... We should probably try to get rid of Kirito immediately, honestly. I don't know if he'll, like, evade it or some shit, but I don't want to risk it, so let's attack. Oh my god, fucking madness is so annoying.
毎度くらえ決めたぜ決めた
助けは
決めたぜ
等しく沈む
助けは来ねえ
He
よ
has evasion. God damn it. Well, Lucius has his thing again. Alright, I need to pay attention to people. So I wish that there was some sort of shortcut to tell us if, rather than reading all this shit together. Seems like he can move again, but let's pull you in a bit closer, actually. He has confusion. I'm not moving. Lucius. God damn it. Well,
夢のアンドバーリゾートへガチキ
三日月
助か
毎度
助
くらくら
yay! Stop, Kirito!
来ねえよ
Stop, Kirito!
助け
Stop being OP!
来ねえよ
I beg you, stop being OP. You're too strong. You're too strong. Stop. Well, he still has evasion. As long as he keeps on dodging, I'll keep him.
同族の地で
Stop!
まだ決めたぜ
助けは来ねえよ
This is so obnoxious.
来ねえよ
Let's just keep on attacking from far, I guess. That's all we can do, really.
夢のまだ決めたぜ
助けは
決めたぜ
助けは
Okay,
来ね
jeez.
えよ
Eat shit and die! I don't care about your evasion. Take 10 billion damage, please.
決め
参りまするぞ滅けカムイ殿うなれ
Yeah, Kirito's not good.
まだ
Hopefully this is enough to just do enough past the evasion. No, it's not! Back out, back out!
助けは来ねえよ
次の曲まだまだ
助けは
He's gonna get evasion every turn, that's so obnoxious.
助けは
Oh my god, and he's gonna get his charge, and then Kirito's gonna, what's it called? Kruzenik's gonna die. Oh my god. He's immune to skill lock too as well. I mean, even if he wasn't, he would be because he's a boss. Oh my god, stop! Sharing buffs isn't working, so I'm gonna move a fucking Takumi again at this point. Maybe he can start removing debuffs.
三日月
まだまだ
助けは来ねえよ
等しく
助けは来ねえよ
Please stop! He's gonna kill us!
どう生徒たちを守るためだいいな
This is what happens when you don't bring evasion pierce.
決めたぜ
どこに行けず
Rest in peace, Kruzenik.
ここでくたばれ
同族狩りの報いが
助けは来ねえよ
I think the best way to handle this, if I don't have evasion piercing, is to make sure he actually whiffs at some point.
決め
Did he fail? Okay, he did.
来ねえよ
But he doesn't have enough. Damn it, he doesn't have enough for his charge yet.
決め
Alright, look out of there.
助けは
He has evasion.
来
God damn
ね
it.
えよ
決め
Did he fail evasion?
助けは
Sweet, alright.
来ねえよ
He shouldn't die!
決め
に輝くお前のペンライト俺のこの目に
Okay, we did it. I mean, it'd be so much easier if we brought evasion piercing, but I want my booster ARs.
だと笑いが止まらんぜ
I need my booster ARs.
さあ
It's
次はどこ
non-negotiable.
で稼ぎまくるんだ
I need my mentor bonus. Not comprising. He still can get evasion when he attacks, but you know, it's not guaranteed, unlike when he misses. Or defense pierce? Yeah, I agree. I mean, we have a good amount of evasion pierce at least. At first, it was just a lie to say that I'm an idol. If it was a lie that I myself spread, it was absolute nonsense that I was introducing to the world. I wasn't sure for whom I was saying it. I just said it. No rationale needed. Oh yeah, Barong ended up being the edifice for, apparently, Overlord all the time. At this point, Barong I think I can confidently say that I step upon the stage for all those who would watch me. I am the very best idol I can be, and I'll continue to scream that from the rooftops for however long it takes. And maybe nothing more than a lie now, nothing more than fiction. But I'll keep on moving forward with it anyway, constantly proclaiming that fiction at the top of my lungs. After all, aren't we just walking around seeking things that don't exist anywhere else? It's true. Wondering if maybe someone, somewhere is watching. At first, it wouldn't matter who, as long as someone was watching. But now I just want to say thank you to you, personally, for taking the time. If I may have your attention, Grimoire, gaze! According to some beliefs, when the devil Amdusia shows up, light pours out from the places where it had not been, and music echoes through the air. This is from a sacred artifact that projects fiction, a bright shining light that causes that which doesn't yet exist to resonate with someone who isn't here. And thus they are exposed. It's alright. Everything's okay now, Kirito. I can't bear to see you lie more for my sake. What? No. I told you. I keep telling you. This hasn't been for you. See. Right then. But even so, Kirito. I want to thank you for seeing me. I've shown you a part of myself that I've never shown to anyone else. As Wait, thank you for seeing me. Oh. As Kiyoma Mononobe says this, so this is the first time someone was actually able to reach to Mononobe, rather than the other way around. As Kiyoma Mononobe says this, his face somehow becomes bathed in shadow until you're no longer able to see it at all. Earthen. Back then, what I did was... And so, with a blinding flash of light, your surroundings revert back to the ordinary, everyday scenery of the Rikucho. Can I get some clarity on that? I know, like, it's been strongly implied now, but, like, please just explicitly say Mononobe killed her ass or something. Final Curtain, this is the last part! Exciting. Everyone comes to know what kind of people they are by how others see them. But there's no distinction to be made between being seen by no one and being seen by someone who's nowhere to be seen. So to those who come after me, know that I have always been watching you. I've seen your struggles, your ordeals. The ordeals of one who is not all-knowing and all-powerful. I know everything there is to know in this world, but I don't know that which does not yet exist in the world at all. I see, so that's how it contrasts with Overlord more explicitly. Overlord kind of sees the future is destined for failure, whereas this omniscient thing does not know that. Far, far beyond me. I thought when he said omniscient, usually omniscient includes the future, but I guess in this case it doesn't. Far, far behind me. I've seen you fall, get hurt, and get right back up. Fall some more, over and over. Some things I've seen, I wish I could unsee. Some make me pity for you. Some make me angry with you. And some make me fond of you. Some also bring me to the point of extending a hand to help you. I'm certain there must have been a few occurrences like that before. One step, then another. You just keep on walking, dragging your feet with each step forward. Finally, you overtake me, proceed onward to a future that differs from my own. It's in that moment you look back, and that's when you realize I've been watching you. And that's also when I realize that all of the me's that have been thus far are just now reaping their rewards. My life as countless Housamo mononobes, living as a human, then ultimately... Permit me to lie to you when I say, this body of mine has far exceeded its limits. This can be the first and last lie for me, with full knowledge that it will shatter our omniscience and omnipotence. Take that which has fallen before you, originating from the future. Raise it up high, and say with these words, go forth. What? So this was his command. Oh, these were the words that Solomon was asking him, if you remember what he said. And so now I shall send you forth into some manner of future. When he's talking about the future, he's talking about the present that Solomon would not know about. Some or even I, all-knowing and all-powerful though I be, cannot truly predict the path of. For futures are born from the desire, the lie, to birth that which does not currently exist in this world. So shall be my first and my last act of interference within this game. Was it sending someone out? I don't understand. What's that? Was it not killing us? Come on. I mean, I guess he doesn't really have a reason to kill us, but still. I mean, surely people, they know who someone's existence is, right? She showed up in past loops. And so they're saying his very existence is an interference. Master! Can I never stop believing, Master? With this, your missing arm, the missing piece of you that had left you incomplete, has never been returned. It's good to see you, little someone. What have you been doing? Were you backstage? Huh? What's that? I don't remember ever seeing anything like that before. Well, what I saw was someplace in Tokyo where everything hadn't gotten all broken up yet. Wait, wasn't Father just here in physical form? I could have sworn I just saw him just over there. Huh? Half the hole.
Great Spirit Solomonus, the place to which you were sent was this town's past. And you, exile of time, come from the future. The place to which you were sent was this town's future.
He comes from the past? Is that right? Oh, I don't understand this. He was sent to the past, and exile of time, we came from the future? What? Exile of time? That was the future? This was the future? What?
Indeed, the ruined scenery which you call the backstage does not correspond to anything in the present where you now dwell, nor anything in the past. It is rather what lies ahead. It is what awaits this Tokyo in the future. When you humans occupy this planet lose your roles, you only crave the pleasures granted you. That is your future.
Oh, that's actually in line with the Overlord story that you told me about. Hey, he has a summoning circle. Oh, hold on. What are you saying exactly? Kirito Chihara, the local Tokyoite, collides with a transient from the world of the Great Spirit, so he collided with him. This one's Overlord, the exception from the world of Utopia, and the reason for that is... Please explain in plain terms, I'm not like what you did with Dr. again. To spawn the exception territory, the other world of Utopia, where time travel is possible, must have been secretly involved. To spawn that exception territory, where the other world of Utopia, where time travel is possible, must have been secretly involved. Spawn that exception territory, where the other world of Utopia, where time travel is possible, must have been Yeah, I can confirm that much, Duo. It is an inevitable and natural assumption. So that's the future, a glimpse into the future. Rare. Those from the world of the Old Ones have the ability to teleport through space, while those from the world of Utopia have the ability to leap through time. Right, that's our privilege even without Battlezone, I believe. It is a threatening technology that allows Utopians to freely speed up time, or to do just the opposite. In success stories like Duo and Virtuo, both born in test tubes yet remaining as children, perfectly exemplify this technology in action. We're gonna kiss Balrog? Ain't no way. I wanted to tell you. Really wanted to tell you. Tell you that I know. That I'm watching. Two rule-defying exceptions were individually spawned this time, representing the crossing of all and nothing, fate and fate. If Kirito is linked to the Overlord through nothingness, then Bigfoot is linked to his godlike powers. Nothing and everything. So if a hierarchy can be established with Bigfoot, Overlord will no doubt go back once it came. What about Kirito though? Never mind that. It was a spectacular show. I must give my thanks to the engineers who performed it. Christine's happy. Fuck you, Christine. That was your fault. Well, you know, at least you have more character this time. Yeah, just as you and Little Solomon, but also anyone and everyone else who listens. I am Solomon. I am a representative of the Divine Creator. All eyes are now fixed squarely on him. Solomon continues. A representative of the Divine Creator. A Divine Creator, or God, is but a system. It's a system which is held as sacred or holy. So he's talking about the Abrahamic God being the actual system itself. And for the future of humankind, in this day and age, a new God is required. But this is why the game in Tokyo came to be. To create a new future system from zero. From nothing. A future system? Yes. This game was made with the system of majority rule, and the structure of the future in mind. Yeah. This was part of the spoiler that I saw that I was trying to suppress from my mind. This bitch asshole who was editing the wiki decided to put this last statement here in the very first sentence within, like, when you're just looking at the world's page. It was so fucking annoying. What a piece of shit. Don't quote me on that, though. This game was made with a system of majority rule, and the structure of the future in mind. It's an answer to the dilemma once uncovered, and an attempt to address the trilemma beyond it. The trilemma, they mentioned that before, in the previous chapter. King Solomon's dilemma, a solution to which does in fact exist. Two women sought an audience with the great king, both claiming to be the mother of the same young child. And it said that the great king's solution to this was to order the child to be cleaved in twain, and divided evenly between the two. When the rightful mother heard this order, she relinquished the child to the other. The great king, seeing this, thus summarily adjudged that the one willing to give up her child to save it was the real mother. The crux here is that the king sought to test what he could not see, that being the value each mother placed on the child. Yet even that is but one part of this story. It's no more than a small piece of the value inherent in the structure placed by the all-knowing king. To put it in mathematical terms, he created an algorithm to determine the hierarchy of two very different things. The hierarchy of what? In the past, this must have been quite a revelation. It was the start of humankind seeking out that which is bigger and better. Ginza Chu Award. A central cathedral here serves as one of the rulemaker's primary portals. Yes, King Solomon did once attach a hierarchy to us. Then, using that ranking system on people, he established a chain of command and ordered the founding of an idealized metropolis. Through these actions, the ideal city and its perfect order came to be, achieving allegedly eternal stability. Solomon rank 67, Enthusiast. Solomon rank 60, Vapula. Solomon rank 57, Ozzy. Solomon rank 35, Archosias. Solomon ranked 29, Astaroth. Rank 18, Bathium. Rank 12, Citri. Finally. I, Horus, have returned. Where are Mikhail and the others? Ah, Master Horus, the world representative himself. Lord Bael? Correct, it is I, Bael, King Solomon's familiar, and he who occupies the rank 1 seat. If you are looking for world representative Mikhail, I'm afraid you've just missed him, as he departed a short while ago. It was accompanied by Matarasu of Takamagahara, as well as Utopia's world representative. Didn't they just say Utopia didn't have a world representative? What? Lady Matarasu is one thing, but Utopia's as well? Acting upon this stage? Horus considers that Utopia's world representative has always remained silent and, more or less, dormant, never directly participating in the game's events. Not reliant on any particular faction within the true rule makers, it's extraordinarily rare for this elusive figure ever to take to the stage. And it's due in part to this that the 7 world representatives within true rule makers have always remained in bounds. What if what you're saying is true? Does that mean Mikhail and his faction have attained a majority within the Chuo Guild? Have always remained in bounds. I see, so it's like, if there's 7 in total, but one of them is abstaining, then it's gonna be a tie between Horus, Orpukuru, Mikhail, that's 3 of them. Who are the other 3? Al, maybe? I don't think he's a role representative, no, not him. Definitely not Israfil. Israfil. Ahura Mazda, of course. Of course, there's the world representative, Utopia, whoever that may be. And there's like 2 more. I lost track. I can't even say. It seems it may be good that I returned indeed, just as Ahura Mazda suggested. If Horus hadn't... Okay, so he didn't just lose the battle, he just went back. If Horus hadn't returned, he most likely would have found himself out of the loop for real in the coming key moments. What I am to understand here is that Tokyo's future has begun to take shape. Is that an accurate assessment? This game in Tokyo was proposed and ultimately created through the system of the future world of Utopia. This was the main spoiler, by the way. Okay, I swear to God. Its loops are facilitated by the time travel powers of the Utopians. Without that structure in place, they could not occur. Okay, so Utopia has exceptional power in it, and they might even be behind the game's creation if they're the ones who was invented. Sorry, it's just this last bit I was actually spoiled by. Everything else within the story I didn't know, but like, the thing about Utopia, I was spoiled by it by some annoying thing in the past. But yeah, it seems that all of this has been created by Utopia, the game itself, or in very least the loops, the battle zones, which also entails they were responsible, or at least had a hand in the rule majority as well. Without that structure in place, they could not occur. Future world, Utopia. Time travel? It is the future world Tokyo locals should find themselves naturally bearing witness to before long. And to avoid the seemingly inevitable fate of destruction, Utopia's world representative proposed this game. Here's the source. So they were fighting against the future that Overlord saw, and in order to fight against that future of, you know, everyone losing their roles and then just giving themselves into pleasure, aka that sort of backstage, which was the destructive future, and this game was created. So in a sense, this game actually does have a purpose that's not just masochistic or, you know, sadistic. It's to prevent that future. According to Utopia's world rep anyways. To avoid the seeming real fate of destruction, Utopia's world representative proposed this game, with the 23 wards of Tokyo used as the basis for those dwelling here to summon transients. Through this arrangement, the game could theoretically be stabilized and continue without end until a solution is found. I wonder how many people knew about that. Time travel of all things. Damn those true rule makers and their soldiers. They're fighting again. We meet again, Tiger. Last time we were allies. This time it seems we are enemies. Much has been said between Algernon and his faction since then. Some of it with hostility, and some of it in cooperation. Damn it all, Mouse. Where have you been working at this time? And if you say your client is the true rule makers, there's gonna be some words between us. I'll tell you right now. Where did you lot take the Ikebukuro Guildmaster anyways? Was he abducted? I guess the other guildmasters are still MIA, so maybe that includes Ikebukuro at that point. The entertained as guildmasters has been taken into custody, after which point we are able to safely recover all the others. Where it is, all the abducted transients have been found beneath the Opera House. Several transients brought there from Ueno were found as well, and were taken into protective custody. And every last one of the missing was rounded up and locked away. According to the Irokachu Guildmaster, though, if the body parts taken from them are reattached, they'll go back to normal. In that case, it might be best to leave the reattaching of all of the bibs and bobs to a man from my guild named Prometheus. Prometheus? Bit of an odd one amongst us wanderers. You might call him a recluse. He's staying over in the old Tokyo slums at the moment, helping to maintain contact between us and them. We wanderers stand opposed to the rule makers, you see, so we gotta keep a close eye on what goes down around these parts. He's not too likely to be out and about in public at all that much, but ain't nobody else who can serve as a go-in-between so handily. Ah, speak of the devil. He's got in touch with me now. What's happened, I wonder? Hello, Prometheus. August here. What's the situation? Something horrible has happened. It's no exaggeration to say the world has been cast aside. Here, I'll send a video. Check it immediately and you'll see what I mean. August opens the video sent to his phone and his eyes visibly widen with shock more and more as he watches. They really shoved Prometheus in the very last part. Kusha, just now, you said you found all the abducted transients, right? Yes, that's correct. Well, it seems to be the transients have all been secured. So what's happened to the Tokyoites then? Where has our guildmaster gone? And where have all the other locals gone for that matter? Right. Seems they've been rounded up by the other Rulemakers faction. So the Rulemakers faction that was coordinating this. Is that Yakov? Interesting. But yeah, the Rulemakers faction that's coordinating this was Ahura Mazda, and two others. Who are they? And the one who's going to be in the next chapter most likely is going to be featured Amaterasu, Mikhail, the Utopia representative, and someone else. We know well the general philosophy behind the actions the Utopia's role as they apply to this incident. Quite right, Bertro. Utopia is a world that puts its faith in the acceleration of time, after all. Everything's swifter and more rapid, as efficient as possible, even if it only improves performance by 1 single picosecond. All of the resources expanded upon acceleration. By that philosophy, nothing in the world should ever go to waste. They won't stop until they've used up every last person in Tokyo as consumable resource. And the reason why is that, from the perspective of the world representative, all of it belongs to the future, to them. Sacrificing the present for the future. Arako wanderers, gather quickly! Kuksha's what has gone off to?
Well now, I wouldn't have expected to run into one of my pupils in a place like this, Golden Gotch. Mr. Raven, please don't tell me you're part of the Game Masters. Golden Gotch, a student of Tokyo Fire and Disaster Management University, studies Raven's face very carefully to see how you react to this question. Golden Gotch is very familiar with the Game Masters, having served as a game guard at Tokyo's Tower of Babel, one of their portals. Why, I'm but a common Raven from London Tower. I should think the answer is rather obvious. Wherever there's a tower looming overhead, that's where I'll be. And from there, I'll sense oncoming disaster before anyone else. And since we're close, I'll give you one piece of advice, Golden Gotch. Transients should take shelter from Tokyo right away. I know a thing or two about the city, wrecking disasters, and right now, in my head, alarm bells are ringing. And they're telling me that transients who weren't born here still have time to take cover. But not for much longer. So it seems the transients are going to take over. It seems to be the feature that the Rulemakers are aiming for, with help of Utopia. Hey, everybody, Hanamlad, I didn't think you'd ever manage to rejoin us. You sure are sick for sore eyes, though. But you're okay, You alone? Oh, well, I met up with Ryota, and we went around checking in on everybody, but suddenly I turned around and he was nowhere to be found. He's missing? Don't tell me he's been spirited away like the Saksa Guildmaster. The Mega Alliance of Guilds have finally come to realize, a bit late, that Tokyo locals have begun going missing on a massive scale, one after another. So that's all it takes to that's all it'll take to solve everything then, Worm. And the trophy, striking each other down at the same time. Beowulf, feeling a renewed sense of purpose, readies his blade and adjusts his dragon companion. All he needs to do is take care of the trophy. The loop will be triggered, resetting the game anew. And this will keep the battle raging in Tokyo one step further to perpetuity, except... Huh? What's up? What's that? Up in the sky? There I come. Baby attacking. We are under attack. By Kurin, Mikhail, and Amaterasu. If that's the case, though, then we should be able to precisely postulate the line of thinking here. Yes, time travel. The key to looping. The system hack for this game in Tokyo. I am Solomon, but I am also a multitude of human Mononobe, Zarathan. Even if not the one you first knew, I've nonetheless been watching over you all this time. I've seen all of what you are, or rather, all of what you will become. Just at that moment. That sounds very vicious. All-knowing, but not so all-powerful, huh? Who did it? Oh, Christine! She's dead too? Or she collapsed? No! These bitches really killed God. Ain't no way. Weren't they serving them above? I guess Solomon's not their god. And Solomon isn't really a god, he's just representative of them. Housamo Monobe, the game master observing the trophy as an agent of Solomon. A key part of the game, amassing past memories that span entire unimaginable histories of the loops. But if the loops should end, there would be no longer be any need for such a function. I see. So because they're planning to make this the final loop, they killed him? Is that it? Hey! Hey! What the hell? Loki, I've heard you've fallen in with the crowd of the Rulemakers other than Horus and myself. Like an armchair detective working from captivity. It's rather hard to believe, frankly. Why? You know that my tongue serves only to expose the truth. Besides which, there's been a lot of intel coming in. Is it true that our opponents are Mikhail, Amaterasu, and the world representative from Utopia? There should be 4 of them, right? Yeah, that's right. They won the future of Tokyo over to their side. So that's the secret for them? World representative Ahura Mazda, your own system is contingent upon you being a supreme judge. But its structure was already creating an imbalance as far as the true Rulemakers 7 players are concerned.
Neither you nor Horace is the other one who's cooperating with this, I guess. Well, I guess Horace might be a neutral party. Neither you nor Horace had the majority, but the guild's leadership firmly taking the reins instead. Neither you nor Horace had the majority, or the guild's leadership firmly taking the reins instead. But let me just say this for the record. I am by no means working on their behalf. Of course, me being me, I certainly did take every opportunity I could to set the entertainers up. Naturally. And I suppose I, too, will do what I must to stay true to my own words. In my capacity as an ally to the entertainers, as I briefly proclaimed myself to be. Hello, this is Nobumichi Kenpachi Inukai. Things have progressed at the site largely as predicted. Roger that. After confirming the Supreme Chapter stall, I shall move on to the next mission per guild orders. Nobumichi responds to the voice on the other end of the line with perfect professional language, acting as the very model of an officer of the law. Oh, is he talking to Masashi then? I understand, last of the Dog Warriors. I, Nobumichi Kenpachi Inukai, pledge to follow the letter of the law to the last. Although Nobumichi is around as the strongest of the 8 Dog Warriors, he acts in accordance with the orders given to him by the person he's speaking with. And he does so because he is not a god, and thus knows he cannot rightfully distinguish whether the events surrounding these incidents constitute good or evil acts. Of course, he only knows this because it's in the past. In the future, he is acutely aware that he will eventually come to understand this distinction. Long ago, Nobumichi's father engaged in fish poaching in order to feed his infant son, and was imprisoned for those actions. He broke the law to protect Nobumichi, to save him, to keep him alive. In life, there is always sin. It's unavoidable. There will always be someone beyond salvation, and something that can't be salvaged. So Nobumichi decided, way back then, that he would cast a wide net in his life. One big enough to encompass every living soul. That was to be his proof of existence, his raison d'être. The Yurokuchu Entertainment's goal? Is it not to give thanks to those who've watched their show for so very long? They've even invited a special guest to this land, and convinced him to attend, no less. So what you're saying is, the time has come for the true rulemakers to fulfill their purpose. From the very start, our goal has been simple, to manifest a proxy for our ancient god, then eliminate it. What? This is why Mikhail and his contingent have been assigned to this task prior to the exception being despawned through the establishment of a hierarchy. Assigned to this task prior to the exception being spawned through. The expression on Maria's face says it all upon seeing a message from the Mega Alliance of Guilds. When she learns that the local app users are disappearing one by one along with their friends. What? You mean our friends in Shinjuku too? No. Oh, they're fucking dead! Wait, where's Toji? I guess Toji might be a special exception because he existed well before, or at least his bloodline. Pure-hearted Tokyoites who are not here, particularly those tasked as guildmasters, have all been invited to our portal. What kind of nonsense is that? You think we'll be defeated that easily? It's not as though the people of this land can even hope to stand against the world representatives of Utopia. Its very future. The world representative in question holds the highest position in the hierarchy that governs humans here in this world called Tokyo. What? Are you saying Utopia? Their world representative is like their prime minister or something? An existence single-handedly responsible for the futures of every living thing on this planet. Capable of doing so much more than, and indeed guaranteed to surpass even the strongest guildmaster's sacred artifact. And as this was also the condition upon which Utopia's world representative would ally with us. Brother. It's been so long since Otamachi. This asshole! He's going back to the trauma. Fuck him. It seems at long last, I'll be able to see you once more. Who do I mean? Why? What? Why, Solomon's Reserve, of course. His replacement god. Already approved by Utopia's world representative, I might add. When all humans from all walks of life lose their rules in the future, you shall become the new divine ruler. He means to make us a replacement world representative. Well, not a world representative, but rather a representative of Solomon, who is in place acting for the Abraham god, who is not really a world in itself, but a system indeed. When all humans from all walks of life lose their rules, you shall become the new divine ruler. Yes, Susano, the savage spirit, and you as well shall finally take the throne. So this is what they wanted. Should have figured, because he said that originally. Is this going to be like what happened before? No! I don't want that! Not so fast! This is not the end. It's not the same as last time. Oh, we're not running away this time! Come on! Let's do our thing! Clap back! Maria, do your thing. Precisely. Listen well, Arthan. As long as memories from that Housamo of the sloop remain, I shall not be brought to an end. They need to obtain the last cube. The last box containing his memories to restore him, since Solomon, his original form, has been killed off. If you can wish it, Arthan, then show us now. Move forward. Show us the way. Move into the future you have chosen. Permit us to see you graduate from Shinjuku Academy. Aww. Presenting a choice to others? That is the single solitary thing any person can do. This music, just like with Mikael again from the first time we saw him in Chapter 8. But we're not running away this time. With these words, Solomon quickly disappears into time itself, as if someone has come to collect him. Solomon, I understand. And I promise you, I will. And so, the gun is cocked for the showdown between the rule makers and the Mega Alliance of Guilds. This skirmish stands to affect not just the Asakusa Guilds, Bueno Beast Tamers, Arakawa Wanderers, and Alio Missionaries, but also... Oh, but of course, for my dear little brother, anything. Besides which, we must uphold that which defines who we are. I thought he was absorbed by Daikoku or some shit ages ago. Did he escape somehow? I guess he must have escaped at some point if Daikoku was defeated in the previous chapter. The Capriccio Outlaws. We do hereby pledge our support to your Mega Alliance of Guilds, if you'll have us. Oh my gosh, all the guilds! The creators are coming! Oh my god! In order to save those who vanished, to save their friends, Transient throughout Tokyo began to gather together in support of this newly formed alliance. The Mega Alliance! And thus guild certificates were won. At long last, I've arrived at the keystone of the boundary that protects Tokyo. Koji Sakimori was born with the blood of a Tokyo native and an otherworld ogre flowing through his veins. He stands now, not alone, but upon a road leading into Roppongi Underground, once known as the Meao Fudo Catacombs. This is where Tokyo's history began, the origin of its land's faith, split off from the land of Wa. Let's see. So this is the branching point, because apparently the land of Wa is supposed to be Tokyo itself, right? The land of Wa is just ancient Tokyo, ancient Japan. And essentially it just means that this Meao Fudo Catacombs is a source where, you know, this world split into our reality right now in Tokyo. Interesting. And the stage upon which the curtain shall rise for both the beginning of this game that spans the 23 wards of Tokyo and its future alike. Is it really ending mid-battle? God damn! For once, every single other chapter before has ended in like satisfactorily, but it's like in the middle of things, so it'll just be in the middle of battle when we hop in again in chapter 15. Chapter 14: Entertainers X Rule Makers, Alibi of the Urban Legends. Damn. The next part's not Transient because it's brand new, and it's also happening here. Wow, directly picking up where it last off out. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Alright, let's head to the thingy. And we will be continuing this actually tomorrow. The streaming has... Okay, let me just do this first. Not this song, please. There you go. So that's it for this playthrough of Chapter 14! It's finally done! Amazing stuff from Lycanos as usual. So what happened to Bigfoot after King Solomon vanished? He disappeared? He's still there apparently. Or maybe he like whisked away King Solomon with him. But yeah, as we saw, all the plot jumping stuff happened literally in the last part of the last episode. We got to see the big reveal that the looping has occurred because of the world of Utopia, and whoever this world is from him seems to be orchestrating this thing of trying to substitute them and Solomon and make us as the world rep, which is 100% consistent with Chapter 8. I thought it was just some random bullshit that I didn't really understand, but they really were true to the word. God damn. But yeah, we're gonna be in the middle of battle this time, and this time we're gonna be fully ready with all the guilds allying up with each other between the what's called the creators and the berserkers, or whatever's left of them if they aren't still dissolved, and the missionaries and the gurus and the wanderers and the oh my god, there's too many guilds, so many guilds, and yeah, very exciting stuff. So basically, we're going to be the god. That's exactly what they want us to be. For some reason, they want to substitute the Solomon as the representative and instead place in someone else. I guess because that's more closer to their original base. I'm not sure how they see the exile with Housamo and Takamagahara. I feel some sort of a bit of a trickster brother, but they're still siblings, so maybe they don't mind upholding us as god. It's a bit of a different objective though from, you know, what everyone wants of just like obtaining the trophy. It doesn't seem that they want to just like do something. I don't even know what the victory condition is per se. I know what the loss condition is, but it seems their victory condition, especially them, is to make us into a trophy, into not the trophy, but rather the god. But yeah, it's let's talk about the significance of all the plot details. Okay, so Kiyama Mononobe, I don't think he actually killed us. That was my misunderstanding, but he did seem to make some sort of lie, which was not entirely what was clear. Honestly, even until this end. His lie might have been interference with the future. His one thing might have been something about bringing Solomon to the future from the past, or bringing Solomon to the past from the future. I'm not entirely clear of how that works out. It's not made clear, so I feel like that's still kind of I don't think he killed us. So it seems more like, well, maybe he did. I don't know. It seems like, actually, I think he did. It's just that it wasn't explicitly said. We kind of stopped Solomon before he elaborated. But it seems that was mostly part of Solomon's plan, Mononobe's plan. I don't fully understand the full details of it. So the people of Tokyo are going to be conduits for the other worlds, aka world representatives. I'm not sure. They essentially abducted all the present people of the Tokyoites for unknown reasons right now. Perhaps they're just going to be protecting them or sacrificing them in relation to upholding the future. Because at least the way they worded it, it seemed like they wanted to use them as some sort of fuel to accelerate into the future, where the future is not for those who are present, but for those born in the future, aka, you know, the people who are accelerating and people from Utopia, I guess, but also people who are helping with them, I guess, such as Mikhail and Amaterasu. If there was a Tokyo world representative, your brother is so interesting. So basically, we're gonna be god. I read that already. But yeah, I think the big plot twist, of course, was satisfying when it came to, not a plot twist, but a revelation about, Utopia's involvement with the looping of things. But I do think it's still largely unclear about Mononobe's overarching plan. I think it's clear now, 100%, that Mononobe did kill us. It's just that they didn't say it for some reason. But Mononobe did seem to have killed us at some point. Chopped up our body, but it seems to be he had some sort of trickery. It didn't belong to anyone because the body was there. We were still alive. So it seems that he used Utopia's powers somehow, or in very least he used some sort of time travel ability to send Salmon and or us and or themselves into the future and or past. It's not entirely... I'm not entirely clear on that. If someone can elaborate on it, then that'd be good. But in effect, the entertainers got wrapped up in that, and they wanted to bring down Salmon into the present world in order to have an audience with them. Honestly, I'm not really sure what Oscar's intention to talk with them about was, but if their intention was what we saw in the end, then I guess it makes sense. I think it was worth what Oscar was intending to do, to keep us safe and then just to get the audience of the explanation of what is going on. It is a bit of a surprise that that sort of knowledge about the game's nature has been hidden all this time. But it's nice that it's been made clear for everyone, because presumably, you know, the entertainers and everyone watching had been paying attention to what someone said. What do you think of your comments? I mean, I don't know who your brother is, so I don't know what to say about that. What's it like? So what is the exception rule for Overlord? That is all-knowing and nihility. I just realized we never even resolved the exception per se. I don't think we actually resolved the exception, did we? Like, they didn't disappear per se, Overlord. I don't remember anyways. I'm like suddenly forgetting. At the very least, yeah. I don't think Overlord was a desummoned now I think about it. And, well, maybe I'm just forgetting, but I mean, Salmon's still there, which is a bit weird. He's still an exception. He was killed, but then he kind of disappeared, so I don't know how that works out. It seems that they're getting more and more sentient. They're not just these giant things that you defeat, they're also things that you can help with and coordinate with. It seems I'm not entirely sure what the up and up plan with. Let me try to understand what his intentions was. If he tried to teleport our body to escape that thing, maybe his entire plan was to, from the get-go, to bring... Okay. Maybe that was his entire plan then. This is the only thing that can make sense right now with the knowledge I know. The entire plan from Mononobe, aka Salmon, King Salmon, has been to specifically coordinate with the entertainers so that they would and then eventually bring Salmon down. So maybe he didn't have the power to bring himself into the real world, but through this sequence of actions, his one act of interference to make this happen, that's how he achieved it, by somehow covering our body from like some far defeated future, possibly, I think. You know, the future of what we saw from Overworld timeline. I guess everyone's dead there anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter. And then they sent it back to the past somehow, and they sent Lil Salmon, aka Salomonus, to the future. I don't know how that works out, and I don't know. It's a bit complicated what Lil Salmon's role is there. It's still not clear, honestly, what Lil Salmon's role is entirely, but that's fine. I feel like we got a good amount of plot details cleared up. And Toji's dungeon unlocks after chapter 14. Right, so about that. It's now fully translated. I'm going to be continuing that tomorrow. It should be obvious to you guys. It's scheduled. It's been scheduled for a while now. This has been the plan from the get-go. It's going to be streamed tomorrow at the exact same time. And I don't know how early it's going to be, but now we should be able to see some connections to the Tycoons. We got some really cool scenes, not necessarily from the missionaries as a whole, but just from Maria, which I appreciate, because Maria's best girl. But, you know, I'd appreciate more leaked screen time. I mean, he played an important role in the Invaders as well, but it can't hurt to have some more Tycoons action. And we'll see what Toji's revelation is with regards to the founding of Tokyo when it comes to where the Land of Law ends and modern Tokyo begins. So each dungeon unlocks by each chapter. Maybe like every 2 chapters you get another dungeon, something like that. But yeah, thoughts on the chapter 15 banner? Wait for that on Sunday for full thoughts. There's going to be a discussion on Sunday. So far confirmed to join. I think there's only 2 people joining this time. It's gonna be Harvey Kais as well as Zalgus. My thoughts on it are just now, you know, brief thoughts. It's okay. There's no board wipers. There's no board wide amp or anything. I mean, I guess Mikhail sort of counts as one if you move him. But I do think the utility is unusually strong when it comes to Nero Lazartep. So much so that even though he doesn't really provide an accessible damage amp, and even though he doesn't have a board wide thing, he does have like decent range extension for his allies, and he does have like extreme mobility that lets you actually like screw around with enemies with stronger low range units like Taromaiti or Miniaki. As for Mikhail, apparently his damage numbers are extremely strong. I'm stuck with him. I didn't get less tips, so I'll just have to find out if it's really worth bringing on. You do have to move him for most of his damage though. But it's pretty good. The 4 stars are not super great. Sanzo's pretty decent as someone who can buff your allies without moving, or one of your allies anyways. But other than that, the other 2 is kind of like whatever. Kokupeli seems kind of like a meme if you're using like Echo with Arc or something like that. It's kind of situational, and honestly like just strong strategies. But yeah, those are my preliminary thoughts on the banner. And let's just get back on track to chapter 14. Overall sentiment of it, I do think it felt very complete, but at the same time, it's very clear, since it ended in the middle of battle, that it's not complete. So I'm very excited to see how this continues on with the rule makers. And honestly, it was interesting because we didn't see a direct connection with the game masters either, because it is called the next chapter rule makers X game masters, right? So I'm interested in seeing how they're actually related to that. It's not entirely clear. There's no hint of it whatsoever. Yeah. In any case, I think I've rambled on full enough. Actually, comparisons, I'd say it's better than all of... Maybe this might be recency bias, but it might be better than all of the Invader sections. And it might be equal in regards so far just to the Warmog section. And it's definitely a much better than the average section. Although there's still some ambiguity that I'm not fully satisfied with, like Mononobe's air plans. But yeah, that's it for me. Look forward to another stream concluding the dungeon of Chuo Ward Barrier Site, whatever it's called. Toji's dungeon. Okay, see you then. Yep. That's all for now, cuties. See you next time.